Honda is a proud supporter of Kern County's future NFL stars. Honda has the highest fuel economy average of any car maker in America.
Honey, are you going to do that yard work today?
I'm looking up all the places I need to go. Next Saturday, I'll go and get the stuff.
Locally owned and operated, Volvo Rents has everything you need for that weekend home improvement project. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will guide you through our vast assortment of tools, supplies, and rental equipment. From concrete or masonry mix, mixers or finishing tools, to lawn equipment and landscaping supplies and more. At Volvo Rents, we deliver more care in every rental.
I got you everything you need at Volvo Rents. Here's some gloves. Bye.
Watching the high school football game of the week on Bright House Networks.
Hi everybody, Vance Palm here alongside Paul Press. Week 10, Game 10, Kern County's high school football game of the week exclusively on Bright House Networks. We've got just a few minutes. We've got to get upstairs to call this game. Paul Press, this is the biggest of the big games here in Kern County. Undefeated teams in the league going out at West High visiting Centennial. A quick preview, Paul Press.
Well, what can you say? 4-0 versus 4-0, 7-2 versus 7-2. This is it. This is why everybody goes out there in August and starts and sweats and double days and everything. It comes down to one game for the title. Can Centennial get the title back and take it back away from West High? That's the big question.
Paul Press, launch that football over to Brian Adams. I want to see what he's got to say. Brian Adams, West High visiting here Centennial. Big stuff for the Vikings. Is it all Ryan Mathews, or what should we expect?
Well, Vance, everybody knows about Ryan Mathews. In the top 3 in the country in rushing. What else can you say? 3, 3, 4, 3, whatever he does. But let's not forget about that defense. Rich Cornford's been coaching that defense. Last year they went underrated, and they're back again this year playing tough ball. Now I think what they're going to have to do is be careful and contain Brock Bivens, because we've seen him have some big games here on Bright House, and I'll let you guys know what happens tonight.
Well, Paul Press, should be a very exciting game. Nice hands, nice toss, fellas. West High School undefeated in the league coming after Centennial undefeated in the league. A very, very big football game, and it's going to be right here exclusively on Bright House Networks. We'll be back in a moment with the kickoff. We got to go. Don't move. Don't touch that dial. Back in a moment.
Honey, are you going to do that yard work today?
I'm looking up all the places I need to go. Next Saturday, I'll go and get the stuff.
Locally owned and operated, Volvo Rents has everything you need for that weekend home improvement project. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will guide you through our vast assortment of tools, supplies, and rental equipment. From concrete or masonry mix, mixers or finishing tools, to lawn equipment and landscaping supplies and more. At Volvo Rents, we deliver more care in every rental.
I got you everything you need at Volvo Rents. Here's some gloves. Bye.
Honda is a proud supporter of Kern County's future NFL stars. Honda has the highest fuel economy average of any car maker in America. You're watching the high school football game of the week on Bright House Networks.
Welcome back, everybody. Week 10, Game 10 of the 2006 season here in Kern County. We are over on the west side. Ironically, West High School traveling even further west now that we are in the new millennium and new high schools. West High School visiting Centennial for the title for the league here. And we have big games going on tonight all over the city. We'll get to those games. We'll talk about those games as we go. It's impossible not to speak about those. I'm Vance Palm. I've got Paul Press up here with me. As always, Brian Adams down on the grass. West High School will be receiving the kickoff. Brian Adams, you're on the grass. Once we get going, Paul and I will take over for a little while. Let's get your feel. Let's get your vibe, Brian Adams.
Well, Vance, you know, it's a big game. Centennial was pumped up right after the national anthem. They were jumping around. But I tell you, this is a dangerous time right here on the kickoff. You got to be very careful kicking that ball to Mathews. I don't know if I'd give him a chance to touch it. I'd either angle it out. I'd rather start in the 35 than put in his hands, let him go the distance.
Thank you, Brian Adams. You're going to be a busy guy tonight on that field. A lot of action expected here for this league championship game. Both teams come into league 4-0. There are some other big games around the city, Paul Press, but none bigger than a 4-0 and a 4-0. These are two undefeated teams. That's as good as it gets.
Yeah, this one game decides the championship in the SWYL. You know, the other leagues, tough league and good teams, but here we go.
It's a low kick. They keep it away from Mathews. It's going to be taken by Nate Wiley, the sure-handed Nate Wiley up front, grabbing that one, and it'll be good field position for the Vikings. And Paul Press, the West High Vikings have put Bakersfield on the map again on a national level. Why?
Well, everybody knows number 21, Ryan Mathews. And I'm smiling because we were talking about him week 1. And I said it 2.5 months ago. This is a fantastic young man. Watch him go.
Mathews will be at the familiar quarterback position from the shotgun. Everybody expects him to throw the football tonight because of the concentration of his legs, but it doesn't take long for Mathews to let everybody realize, hey, are you kidding me? You might think I'm going to be forced to pass, but I'll decide when that's going to be. First play, Paul, 14 yards.
Yeah, 14 yards. And the corner on that side did a great job of fighting off that block, because if he doesn't fight off that block and contain, bye-bye. And everybody here on Centennial side, we're right above their fans, and they're like, you can almost hear the oxygen getting sucked up. They're going, uh-oh.
Well, 1st and 10, just like that. One play, one first down. We're exactly at midfield. Mathews has the weapons that he needs in Courtney, Curry. But Mathews keeps it himself on the ground. Penalty flag at the end of a play comes in. So Mathews has set all kinds of records, Paul. The penalty be against West High, but Mathews breaking single game records, valley records, just, moved up to as high as number 2 in the national rankings. It is going to be a topic of the football game tonight, and I look forward to having it be a topic. I look forward to talking about Ryan Mathews.
Yeah, everybody says, well, that's the topic you want to talk. Well, yeah, we're going to talk about him. He's number 2, not in the state. He's number 1 in the state. He's number 2 in the nation.
Let's do it.
You know how many kids are running the football in the United States? I mean, this is high school football. Friday Night Lights, they even got a sitcom, This guy is number 2 in the nation, and the other kid that he's behind has played more games.
1st and 24, quite a challenge for Mathews at QB. Has receivers split on both sides if he needs it. Mathews with the keeper, looks for the hole, finds the hole, explodes up the middle, and he's wrapped up early. A quick tackle and a hand up from Sean Hall. Sean Hall makes the tackle. Sean Hall, 6 foot, 195-pound senior, as we see here on our Volvo Rents replay. Paul, that's what you have to do. You got to get him quick.
Yeah, right here they spread it out, but then they're just running the old spread offense there, and the quarterback keeps it and runs. No need to hand it off when he's taking the snap. They get some cross blocking in this big line of West High. This is a big line.
Centennial defense on a 2nd and 15 could seriously help their cases with a big stop right here. Mathews looks for the move. Mathews looks upfield. Mathews still on his feet, gets the first down. Look at this, Paul. A 22-yard gain on a 2nd and 15. And as Brian Adams was in our ear before this play started, Centennial needs a big stop to make it a long third. Forget about it. It's a 1st and 10 just underway here in the first quarter.
Yeah, you have to shake your head there, and Brian's right. They needed that stop there and put him into a passing situation. But my goodness, they ran that up the middle, and they get huge yardage. Now you're over here, if you're Centennial, you're already starting in his first quarter, first drive, and you're scratching your head going, this guy is for real.
Mathews in the shotgun, looks over to his receivers, numbers 3, 4, and 5, split out to the left side. 1st and 10, Mathews on a keeper again. Mathews gets hit in the ankles, but he's still on his feet. Mathews breaks free of Green. Mathews up to the 5-yard line. Brian Adams, give us the word. Give us the word, Brian.
Well, Vance, you're seeing right now why he's going to be tops in the country in rushing. He gets 2 factors. He has the super ability. He's a big-time talent, but he also gets the touches. And when you get 25, 30 touches, as Cornford said that was their goal, he's going to have opportunities for that. But what I like what West High is doing is spreading the field out with the receivers, so you have to walk guys out there. That creates that air for him to run against that defense.
Thank you, Brian. 9 minutes and 15 seconds left in this first quarter. We're just underway. Mathews on the 10-yard line, the ball on the 5-yard line. It's a 5-yard shotgun snap. Mathews looks like he's in trouble. He is. Tripped up for a loss out there. Nice play out there by Sean Hall again, amongst others. There's a late flag on the play, and I say late because I didn't see it till the very end of the play. Illegal procedure against the Vikings. Paul, Brian wanted you to talk about something. Why don't you take over?
Yeah, we were talking about the spread, and he touched about that. What West High is doing is they're putting 3 receivers out on one side. Brian, what I noticed, and the first time West High did that, Centennial only walked 2 defenders out there. This last time they had to walk that safety over. I think they're getting a little worried that they are going to finally throw. As they do it again, West High comes out, trips left, 3 receivers really spread out. And Centennial, they got a mismatch here. 2 guys covering 3.
Mathews on a 2nd and 10 from the shotgun. Will keep it. Mathews looks up the middle. Mathews looking for that end zone. Back up to the 5-yard line. That'll be a 3rd and 5. Not 3rd and goal from the 5, but a 3rd and 5. They still have a chance to pick up a first down. So, as much as people can talk about what teams need to do to stop Mathews, as much as they can devise game plans and schemes and discuss it over breakfast, lunch, or dinner, the bottom line is he just moved down the football field in about 6 or 7 plays, and it's basically just all Ryan Mathews. What a talent, as Brian mentioned. 3rd and 4 from the 5. Mathews surveys, looks over, has a running back in the shotgun with him. Looks like he might throw, does not. Disguises it. Look at this, everybody. Look at this. Xander Fabry, the 6'2", 240-pound, can you say junior?
Yeah. Can you say D1 hitting D1? Both these guys are D1 prospects, no doubt about it. Xander Fabry took a shot last week, was a little banged up all this week, but it looks like he's ready to go. He's pumped up. It's a big game. He took a shot in the thigh last week. They weren't sure if he was going to be able to go. I talked to the trainer. They've been working on him all week. He looks like he's ready to go.
Confusion for the West High School team to get this team out for the field goal. The attempt from Jose Aguilar, it's up, and it looks like it's going to be a crisp, clean cook. No! Let's watch this field goal here from our angle, everybody. I had really no way of knowing that it wasn't good. It looked like it was good, and it must have been wide left.
Wow.
Wide left. Brian Adams, your observation right before that kick. Can you let us in on it?
Well, Vance, one thing we know about West High, they scored a lot of touchdowns. They have not kicked a lot of field goals, so we do not know what their proficiency is in that area. And we see right now, with just a chip shot, is a big miss. And a big game, we all know, Paul, we've all been in them. Those little 3 points can come up to haunt you.
Wow, I mean, just the fact that now Centennial dodges a big touchdown bullet. Now they have the ball on the 20-yard line, their first possession of the football game. They basically stifled the Vikings. Fabry will now take the football, and he doesn't really pick up any ground, but every time he delivers a hit on a defensive lineman or a linebacker, he might not pick up a yard, but he's delivering a blow that's going to take its toll later on, Paul.
Right. It's like a heavyweight boxing match with George Foreman. You know, Fabry's George Foreman.
Eventually.
He's going to hit on you and hit on you, and he hits you with that body shot and doesn't do anything round 1, round 2, round 3, but in the later rounds, you start feeling it. So, West High, they're known for a good defense also, but I like Centennial's offense.
Just underway here, about halfway through the first quarter. Centennial hosting West. The ball tries to go up the middle, nothing doing. Great stuff right there by the West High School defense. Coaching staff looking for a offensive face mask, looking over at the officials saying, hey, got our guy in the face mask, just we see Paul on our Volvo replay, nothing doing.
No. West High's playing it true, watching the run, and going to force Brock Bivens to throw darts like he did against East High. Now, if Brock comes out and throws what I call BBs or darts like he did against East High, they're going to have to challenge these great corners. West High has such athletes, and they're up pressing. They're pressing these receivers.
Right on it, man-to-man. Bivens in the shotgun. 3rd and 13, our Barbara Honda player of the game earlier this season. Bivens throws across the middle, and it is just over the outstretched hands of Dustin Robinson. Dustin Robinson, one of our players of the game a few weeks ago. Special hello to his parents. Had a chat with his dad as we walked into the game tonight. And as it's senior night, parents of seniors, I guess parents of all these kids, pumped up tonight. A very, very big football game.
Yeah. And, you know, Centennial's having to force to punt here. They actually lost yardage. It looks like they lost 2 yards on that first series.
That was short. That was quick. Snap a little high. It's handled without incident. A nice spiral. Could take a nice bounce, but it bounces right into the hands of the very dangerous Deion Curry. Curry takes 2 big hits. Fabry lays the first one on. And Travis Miller comes in to finish him off like a pinball machine. And we know the dangerous Curry here, but look at this, everybody. Oh, Kern County, look out. Boom.
Wow.
Woo. Deion Curry, the 5'7", 155-pound, can you believe, sophomore?
Yeah, and he looks good at the defensive corner. Wow, he is the real deal. Him and Jason Smith, both their corners are excellent. I was watching him.
Brian Adams gives us the word. Curry has 6 interceptions. Thank you, Brian. 1st and 10 for the Vikings. Mathews, quick snap up the middle. Mathews on his feet still. Mathews using that big line. And Paul and Brian, throughout the evening, let me just get to you, Paul. I'd sure love it if you can run through this line for us. I talked to Wyatt Ross and Nick Onindea before the game, and I said, fellas, we're going to mention that line. We know it's more than just Ryan Mathews. Give us the word, Paul.
Crowell goes 280. Hernandez, 320. Larios, 280. Bourne, 320. And LaFawn, 260. Wow.
David Bourne, a sophomore, already being looked at by the Bruins of UCLA. Mathews in trouble. Mathews thrown down. That'll bring up 2nd and I would say 10. And he's dangerous, but he has to get a clearing. He has to have somewhere to go.
Yeah, but what's happening right now is Centennial's having to put 8 in the box, and that means that's going to open up some passing lanes. So watch for him to strike here. But as you said, Larios, number 66, is considered their best lineman, but we'll talk about the sophomore coming up.
2nd and 10. Mathews again on the keeper. Mathews, bust free. Mathews wants to get into that end zone. Mathews plows ahead to the 2-yard line. This time he got close to the 5, and he said, I don't want to stop here. I want to keep on going. Gets 2 more yards, and, oh, boy, he is hungry for that end zone. That's a big run.
Yeah, as we saw right there on the replay, the Volvo Rents replay, you see the West High linemen getting up. They're standing up a little too high. I'd like to see them keep their pads lower, but they're so big, you know, by the time somebody gets to the running back, it's the linebacker.
1st and goal from the 2, Mathews. Who wants to bet he's going to run this one in? Mathews dives in. Touchdown, West High School. Mathews up and over. And he's in, Paul. Here we go.
Yeah, right here. He does a good job. Leaves his feet a little bit. You know, he's there. What do you do with a line that big? You know, Centennial, they're strong kids over here. They got a good weight program. They got a really good program with Coach Nixon and all his staff. But when you've got linemen averaging, I would say, 270 across there at high school and a quarterback / running back, that's hard to stop.
Smart play by Nixon here. Rather than go for 2 and try to get to 8, said, hey, let's make sure our kicking game is solid and pure right here, and they do it. Jose Aguilar right through the middle, 7-0 West High School. They received the first kickoff of the football game, got down to the 3 or 4 yard line, and couldn't get it in, missed the field goal attempt. They give it right back to the Golden Hawks on their own 20-yard line. 3 quick plays. They have to punt. West High gets back in the end zone within 4 or 5 plays, Paul. So we already knew they were for real. So to even ask if they were for real is kind of a crazy question. But scoring, getting this close to the end zone so quickly both times. Here they are.
Yeah, and the key is we see their powerful offense, but that defense I'm impressed with. They're coming after. Same game plan they took it to Tulare Union last year. You know, when Tulare Union had that thrower up there, they like to throw the ball and run the spread. Well, West High has so much talent, you know, between Curry and Jason Smith, the other corner. These guys, they look like some of the DBs, you know, in arena football. These guys are squatting and pressing and running man on man, and they're covering these receivers. That means they're bringing the pressure. West High's bringing the pressure up the middle, and that's why we're seeing the run getting stuffed in the backfield.
Love it, everybody. Bright House Network subscribers, you are the fortunate viewers that get Paul Press and Brian Adams to articulate this football game. We appreciate it. I hear a lot of nice comments about you, Paul and Brian, all week long, and these big games like this, I get the easy job. I just get to kind of watch. Here comes the kickoff. It's a low one. It's going to be right in the middle of the field in a vacant part of the football field. Taken out there by Preston Lopez. Lopez battling his way up to the 39-yard line. Preston Lopez, the 5'8", 150-pound, can you say junior?
Wow.
It's a nice play here. He kind of waits for his blocking and says, you know what? Watch this, everybody.
Yeah, you know, I'm concerned with the West High kicking game. If I'm Coach Cornford, I'm watching soccer this season. I'm going out to the soccer field and seeing who's got the strong leg.
Well, let's see if the Golden Hawks can get things rolling here. Head coach Brian Nixon has Brock Bivens as his quarterback. 4.5 left in the first quarter. Second possession for the Golden Hawks. Ball is deflected, but it's caught out there, and Justin Hazlett with a nice catch with great focus and concentration. Those hard passes that get nicked at the line of scrimmage, Paul, they change flight, and boom, look at that. He got it.
I really like this play because what they did is they put trips over to the left, and then a receiver back over here takes out those corners. That means you have to walk up your free safety, your strong safety on receivers.
Ball at the middle, first down, Golden Hawks. This crowd loves it.
Nice play calling right here by Centennial Golden Hawks. It was all set up on that formation they came out in. I was explaining before we went back to live coverage here. On this one here, this is just a keeper as we see on the replay. Little cross block there and gets 3 yards, gets the first down. What they're getting right now with West High running man-to-man, that means they're getting their strong safety matched up with one of their receivers in the slot positions. As we see him again, that means 3 and 5 have to come out here and cover man-to-man.
1st and 10 Golden Hawks. We're under the 4-minute mark here in the first quarter, Week 10, Game 10, high school football game of the week. Bivens fakes to the left, pump fakes, has a man open, decides to keep it. Bivens picks up about a yard, but oh boy, Anthony Masuda with a spring in his step because he had his man beat. But Bivens running for his life over here on our Volvo Rents replay. Hey everybody, we see the man down the field that's open. Brock Bivens right here has a lot of pressure on him. He gets out of bounds. That'll bring up 9 yards for a first down. It's 2nd down now. Special thank you to Jack Ramirez and everybody at Centennial High School for loading up the Bright House Networks crew with deep pit sandwiches, cookies, sodas. Are you kidding me? Centennial High School. Goodness gracious. Can we do all the playoffs here? 2nd and 9. Under 3.5. Fabry on the play action. Look out. Bivens in trouble. Gets rid of it. And that'll bring up 3rd and 9. Great pressure up there in front by West High School.
Yeah, West High bringing their guys. I was talking to Coach Cornford, and he says we're going to come after him. You know, I like that. You know, the play calling by the West High coaching staff, they're being aggressive. In big games like this, sometimes, you know, coaches tend to get a little passive on their defense because when they have such a strong offense, they're saying, just keep the ball in front, keep the ball in front, and our offense will win the game. They're saying, West High coaching staff saying, no, we're going to bring it with our defense because defense wins championships, and they know that.
3rd and 9. Big test for the defense right here in midfield. Bivens. Fabry next to him in the backfield. Tight man-to-man coverage at the line of scrimmage. Bivens rolls to his left. Sorry, it was zone. Bivens lets it go, has a man open, and it is incomplete. Oh boy. Justin Hazlett was the intended receiver out there. It was a zone. It looked like tight man at first at the line of scrimmage. Look at this, everybody. Ooh, he'd like to have another shot at that one.
Yeah. And here we see a lot of hustle. Centennial hustling out, making West High get out here for the punt. And they do.
Quick snap, and it's snapped. High snap. Oh, boy, almost comes back to bite them. A nice snag, and it'll be a fair catch. So after all of that excitement, Deion Curry calms us all down with a fair catch and says, hey, everybody, let's just calm this thing down. We've got Mathews in the backfield. Let's just march it down 82 yards again. It's easy, right?
Right.
It's easy, right?
And West High's defense, they're trying to disguise it. And you were right. They came out, they showed man-on-man, and then all of a sudden on the strong side, 3-receiver side, they rolled out and ran a zone. On this weak side over here, they stayed a man-on-man and just let Jason Smith take his man because they knew they can't go against Jason. He's shut down corner over here. So on the far side, the open side, then they roll out into a zone, trying to mix it up, kind of try to confuse Brock Bivens.
Ryan Mathews in the backfield. as quarterback on the shotgun. Everybody's in tight here, and this, I think, is the elephant formation. This is what Cornford was talking about. He said, fellas, keep your eye out. I'm going for the elephant formation. I will have more than 1 ton of meat on that front line.
Yeah,
and I think that was it. I think that was it. Brian, do you believe that was the elephant formation?
Well, Vance, that's exactly what he wanted to do. He wants to put all those big guys up there, and you either try to hit a little pass to your tight end.
Look at this.
Let Ryan Mathews be the athlete he is and make something happen. That's exactly what he's going to do. Because you'll see from my angle, he'll get a lead blocker if he wants to run, and it's just almost impossible to stop.
Look at that line. That is one huge line, Cornford's elephant formation. Mathews up the middle, still on his feet. Just being gang tackled by Golden Hawks, but way too late. Another big first down carry, and that big, huge line just continues to bowl guys over. And look at Mathews, Paul, just breaks through and runs over Eddie Coronado.
Yeah, if you look at Ryan Mathews, what I liked about him, and I said at the beginning of the year, is not only his speed, 4.5 speed, his vision, his aggressive nature, but if you look at his calves, and we'll try to get a shot of his calves later on when he's in the huddle, he's got huge calves. He's a very strong kid.
1st and 10. We're at the 2-minute mark here left in the first quarter. West High leading 7-0 over Centennial. Mathews on a keeper. Mathews hit hard by Fabry. Sorry, not Fabry. This time was Joey Bertrand. Bertrand with a hit. Bertrand, another one of these strong, athletic Centennial Golden Hawks. 6'1", 186. Can you say junior?
Yeah, and they are strong. Don't get me wrong. Between him and Fabry, these guarantee you next year in Kern County, these two are the premier linebackers next year coming up.
There's your calf shot, Paul, of Ryan Mathews.
Yeah, on a 200-pounder, those are lineman calves on him.
2nd and 5 for Mathews. He looks things over on a keeper. Mathews looks up the middle, runs behind his big line and gets another 4.5 yards, and it will be very close. I don't think that he got the first down, but very close. Well, that has to be Cornford's elephant formation. Said Vance, keep an eye out for it. It's going to be huge up there. We've got a timeout on the field, an official's timeout. Let's just catch our breath. This first quarter has just flown by. Golden Hawks hosting West High School for the league championship. Both teams 4-0 in league. There are some other big games around the city tonight. We'll get to those in just a few moments as we get into our second quarter predictions. But, Paul?
Well, this is just their basic lineup. When they just go with 5 linemen, not the elephant package, just their 5 linemen, it totals 1,460 pounds. That's just 5 linemen.
Right.
And there it is, first down, barely by the nose of the ball. That's a big line.
That is a huge line, Paul. We have number 75, David Bourne, a 6'8", 325. There he is, everybody, number 75 right there. 6'8", 320. Would you believe sophomore? Brian Adams says being looked at already by some Pac-10 universities as a sophomore here. So, hey, everybody in Kern County, you're watching 2 great football teams, but you're watching a piece of history here with this West High School offense. Under a minute left in the first quarter. Mathews surveys the ground behind this massive white wall in front of him. Mathews looks, has an opening, cuts up field, another 8 yards. And I mean, he just picks up and chomps up yardage every single play. First down turns into a 2nd and 2 now.
Yeah, and now it's 2nd and short. You know, at this right now, what do you do if you're Centennial? Because West High, they could actually take a shot here. You know, spread it out and maybe throw the ball. If it's an incomplete, then it brings up 3rd and 2 yards. Well, they're averaging probably 11 yards per carry right now. So
midfield. Mathews will carry again. Mathews up the middle, continues to plow. Flag on the play. And it is thrown by the back judge, the head guy. He calls holding on the Vikings. Paul Press, our officiating crew tonight. As always, we thank them for their time and dedication and effort. Give it to us, Paul.
Well, referee tonight is Phil Diebel. Umpire Rick Rodriguez. Head linesman Shondell Ziegler. Line judge is Jim Newby. And back judge Brian Landis. And I'd like to thank Brian Landis for making sure this gets up here. Good job. We appreciate it. KCOA, I have to tell you, a shout out right now. great organization. And please, people, if you're interested in being part of high school sports, they are looking for officials. KCOA, go to www.kcofficials, that's with an S.com. And they can really use your help.
Love it, Paul. Thank you. Thank you. And a special hello to Mike Patton.
Well, we're going to talk about Mr. Patton, as we all love to call him. You call him Mike, are you kidding? I don't know Mr. Patton too well, but I do know him some. Everybody knows Mike Patton.
He reffed me Marvin High, BC, and Cal State, and then reffed me as a coach at Garces, so at least I say his last name. Yeah. Well, we have one play before the end of this quarter. The clock has officially stopped, but we will run one last play, very reminiscent of last week, Liberty and Garces. No time will go off the clock. It is 2nd and 13. Mathews wants to throw. He throws it up, lets it go, and it is caught, intercepted. Can you believe that? Preston Lopez makes the big interception, and when we come back to start the second quarter, the Golden Hawks will have the football. Vikings lead 7-0. Game of the week exclusively on Bright House Network's Bakersfield. Back in a moment.
Honey, are you gonna do that yard work today?
I'm looking up all the places I need to go. Next Saturday, I'll go and get the stuff.
Locally owned and operated, Volvo Rents has everything you need for that weekend home improvement project. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will guide you through our vast assortment of tools, supplies, and rental equipment. From concrete or masonry mix, mixers or finishing tools, to lawn equipment and landscaping supplies and more. At Volvo Rents, we deliver more care in every rental.
I got you everything you need at Volvo Rents. Here's some gloves. Bye.
Honda is a proud supporter of Kern County's future NFL stars. Honda has the highest fuel economy average of any car maker in America.
Welcome back, everybody. This was the last play of the first quarter. Brian and Paul both discussing this last quarter play here. Paul, your thoughts first.
Well, I think there was a lot of trust there with Mathews throwing the ball up to Curry, thinking he'd come down and use his great athleticism. But, you know, Centennial was more aggressive and rips the ball away.
Well, it's 1st and 10 for the Golden Hawks now. Fabry has a lot of room outside. Fabry lowers his body and just takes a beeline at Deontay Tomlin, and penalty flags at the end of it. I wonder if that will be.
Wow.
What happened here?
Late hit, looks like.
Late hit. Somebody came in
personal
late.
Foul.
Oh, boy.
Unnecessary because it was on Deion Curry. And, you know, we're not going to pick out names and numbers. We have the use of the replay up here. But, you know, usually Coach Nixon's teams are very, very disciplined teams, you know. And in big games like this, you know, Brian's saying it in one ear, and he's right, Brian. I agree. You know, you've played in the big games. I've coached some big games and been around it. You know, Vance, you too, been in big games, you know. You can't make mistakes like this in big games. That's unnecessary. They had a nice play there.
2nd and 17 officially now for the Golden Hawks. Fabry up the middle. Fabry looking for room to run. Linebacker for the Vikings, Juan Zamora, staying at home right there in the middle of the football field. Well, you know, going back to this big game theory, I was listening to some conversation on the radio today about Gary Kubiak, coach of the Houston Texans, had a word with David Carr. He said, listen, David, we just cannot turn the football over. Comes out in the second half, turns the football over, coaches make changes. Big games like this, mistakes can compound themselves. 11 minutes left in this second quarter. We have just started the second half. A long third down, and I mean a long third down for the Golden Hawks. Bivens wants to throw, throws it across the middle, and it is overthrown. And I think that Levon Caraway is going to be surprised about that. The DB for the Vikings I think that he'll say, hey, that wasn't catchable. I didn't really hit that guy, but.
Well, I can tell you this now.
Let's see on our Volvo Rents replay, Paul.
Right here, he's over the back, and he had his hands on him anyway. When the ball was thrown, his hands were on his back. He may have looked back, but, you know, when you're jumping up and you're trailing like that, what happened there is the receiver did a good job of getting him on his tail and then straightening it out and running in front of the defender. That's a very smart, you know, route running there. If you get somebody on your tail, step over in front and get them right behind you, you know.
Eddie Coronado, sorry, Paul. Eddie Coronado gets the call, 1st and 10, just like that. The Golden Hawks right in the middle of the football field, at the 40-yard line, but things looking much brighter when it was 3rd and 17. Fabry with the fake. Bivens up the middle. Bivens still on his legs. Nice run. 7 yards. The smart way, right up the middle.
Yeah, they're going to stay up the middle. If you could see, maybe next time we'll get a big pan out on and show Centennial's nice run there as the replay plays. But maybe we can get a bigger shot and wide out and show everybody where Centennial's putting their outside receivers. They're outside the numbers on both sides. That means, you know, it's really a 9-on-9 football game because both those receivers are being manned up on the outside, you know, by Levon Caraway, you know.
There's a good look at it right there, Paul.
Yeah.
Bivens to Fabry. Fabry looking for room. Fabry's got room, everybody. And this big guy's looking for the end zone. Xander Fabry. Will he be caught? No way. Head coach Brian Nixon has to love that. You're talking about the heaviest, largest football player on their team, and he's also the 2nd fastest, Paul Press. So Xander Fabry, the biggest, the heaviest, and the 2nd fastest when he gets in the open field. Look out. Golden Hawks crowd up on their feet, loving it. 7-7 early on in the 2nd quarter here. So, Paul, you said it earlier, and you were right on target. After a while, George Foreman's punches really start to take their effect. Well, we're early in the 2nd quarter. And
wow. As we watch it here, right here, look, he's not going to make anybody miss. You get in my way, and I'm going to carry you all the way. Right here, I'm going to tell you, number 2, he didn't want any. Levon Caraway, he's 170. He did not want a piece of Fabry. He did not want the X-Man. Hey, he kind of jumped up on his shoulder. He was going for a ride if he jumps up there. I don't know what he's doing. You got to go for his hips or his thighs, you know. I don't want to see anybody go for knees. That's not fair, but you know, you got to take him down low. You don't jump up on a 241-pound fullback coming around the corner. You weigh 165 pounds, dripping wet. Oh, man. There's 80-pound difference. 80-pound difference right there. You know, and you know, in all fairness to Levon, too, he's going to say, hey, Coach Press, take it easy on me. I understand, young man. You're supposed to be covering people. You're not supposed to be tackling people in the open field.
If you're Caraway, just push him off if you can. Just try to push him off the field.
Yeah, he was by the sideline there. Somebody should at least gave him a good shot, knock him off balance, try to get him out of bounds.
The kick is up, and we've got whistles, so it won't be returned. Brian, you're down there in the corner. They were running right at you. Could you feel them thundering at you?
Well, Vance, actually, I was right behind it. The thing that I liked that he did on that run, we saw him on a few other runs with Fabry. The guy was already going down to ankle bite him, and he was kind of rolling over trying to hit him. That time he kept his head up, kept his vision, and he's going to make guys miss. He makes the first guy miss, and then he hits the sideline, and then he runs by him because these guys don't want to hit him, and Paul's absolutely right about that. Now, I'm going to tell you from my own experience, you really don't want to, at 160, want to hit 250 head up. You want to go low at him, either hit him, take out his legs, which you see Van Horn at BHS is really good at that, or use the sideline as your 12th defender. And when you get him on the sideline, use your speed. These guys on West are faster than him. Use your speed, run up to him, and just knock him out.
Why wouldn't you want to try to tackle Fabry around the head?
I'm almost 200 pounds, and I wouldn't want to get out there and take him head on. No way. Don't do it. If you're a defensive back, I highly suggest listen to Brian Adams on that. Use your speed. You know, maybe they haven't had physics classes, but speed, momentum will help, you know.
Well,
you got to use angles.
If they have taken geometry class, they know that going backwards isn't going to help them. Look at this. Fumble! Ooh, ball bounced right back up in his chest.
Wow.
It was Juan Zamora. I thought I saw the ball pop out. Apparently it did not.
No, Juan Zamora, he needs to stay in the linebacker's position, Juan. You're doing a great job there. Didn't look like too much of a runner here. He's, you know, fullback, I guess, but woo.
He's saying, hey, if you want to kick it this short, I'll take it here.
Yeah.
I'll take it at the 30. 9:57 left in this half. 7-7 is the score. Interesting going-ons here in the second quarter. Mathews has carried the ball every single play of their offense, and he will do the same here. Looks for room on the left side. Running behind Nate Wiley. Nate Wiley has the distinguished role of trying to create that last opportunity for Mathews when all else seems to have given up or there's no holes left. You still got Nate Wiley in there, number 32, trying to create that last gas pole for Mathews, and he uses it at times. My question to you, and it's something that Brian continued to talk to me about, is Mathews' durability, his conditioning, his stamina this late in the season, this many carries. 9:20 left in this first half. We're tied at 7. Mathews is going to keep it again. Mathews up the middle. Mathews tripped up, but not until he gets the first down or very close to it. So a 2nd and 7 will at the very most be 3rd and inches. Oh, look at this, Paul. He just attacks that line.
Yep, and look who's laying on top of him, number 9. Wow.
Well, Fabry's had a great game already. We're not even halfway through the second quarter, and Fabry's delivered some big hits, big tackles, scored a big touchdown, carried the load. So some heroic stuff already.
Yeah. And what's impressive about Fabry, as I'm watching him, he knows how to take on those blockers with the correct shoulder. He's very good coached, well coached.
It is 3rd and 1. He didn't get the first down. Mathews on the carry. He gets it this time. He's hit hard up there, but not until he gets the first down. So another big first down. Mathews continues to rack up yards, rack up first downs. It's I don't find it monotonous. I find it very exciting with some of this talent and this much energy, this much focus to be the best he can be. I'm impressed by this young man.
Well, it's like watching a balloon blow up. You know, it keeps going, it keeps going, it keeps going, but when's it going to just pop, you know? And that's him. He's going to pop one here pretty soon, you know?
Very well said. We're at midfield, 1st and 10. 8 minutes left in this first half. Mathews behind that big line and behind Nate Wiley. Mathews, wow. Wiley broke that last block. He made a block with his back. He blocked it with his back, and that's all it took.
Yeah, and
it sprung him free.
And the balloon almost popped right there.
Well, you're just out of your screen there. Wiley takes out 2 Golden Hawks with a block with his back, and Mathews gains 20 yards on that play. So I just want to continue to make sure everybody realizes that Nate Wiley, the 5'9", 170-pound, can you believe, sophomore?
Yeah, he's only a sophomore.
Making sure his man Mathews gets the yardage he needs. What a great experience for Wiley. 1st and 10, 7.5 left in the first half. Mathews tripped up early this time. A nice play out there by Mark Sendell. Sendell comes in and trips up Mathews very quickly, and that's what they need.
Yeah. Sendell, he does a nice angle there. First step, he beats that big line. He beats him to the punch. And that's the only way you're going to beat this big offensive line of West High. You've got to be quicker than them. You've got to be able to shoot a gap and then shimmy down the line instead of coming too far up. Once you get past them, the key there is to break down and have line control. If you shoot too far up the field in those gaps, then you open up lanes for Mathews to carry and run. So, wow.
Second quarter predictions. This game is... We've got a tie. Perfect, fellas. The coaches must have heard us. You know, I think they've said, you know what, we haven't heard Vance, Brian, and Paul do the predictions yet. Let's call a timeout. Honestly, I think, Brian, you're right. Ryan Mathews needs a breather. Second quarter predictions, and boy, do we have some big football games tonight being played in Kern County. Brian Adams, you will have the first prediction tonight. Brian Adams, Friday, November 3rd, 2006. I'm going to give you the Big Blue Crew. Brian, let's talk about your VHS Drillers, 6-3, hosting Liberty at 7-2. What a football game, Brian Adams.
Well, Vance, right now, I think if the Drillers are not 100% healthy, I don't think they just have enough reserve in the barrel to really beat Liberty, who we saw last week, to really just play a marvelous game all the way around against Garcia. So I'm going with the Patriots on that one.
Bold pick, Brian. Bold pick. I appreciate it. Golden Valley 7-2. Strong out of the gate. Strong all year. Got thumped by Palmdale. Had some injuries. They are at Garces. At Garces, 8-1. Only one loss last week. Paul Press. After this play, Golden Valley 7-2 at Garces, 8-1. Right now it's 2nd and 9. Mathews looking things over. Mathews takes the shotgun. Will throw. Drops back. Mathews throws it over the middle. Has his man, and this is broken up out there. Nice play by Bryce Judy. Bryce Judy on senior night. Right where he need to be, Brian.
Vance, you're exactly right. He was playing safety. He read the whole time. It looked like he was a little flat, but Bryce did a great job of reacting to the ball and knocked it away, and that would have been a touchdown had he not knocked the ball away.
Thanks, Brian. Paul, Golden Valley at Garces. That's a huge game.
Well, if they would have played 4 or 5 weeks ago, I would have taken Golden Valley. At this point, Garces playing well. Golden Valley's banged up. Garces.
Big call from Paul Press. Hey, look at this, 3rd and 9. Centennial crowd stomping their feet. Mathews. Will he throw 2 plays in a row? He will not. Mathews looks for the hole. Mathews wants to cut outside, breaks a tackle. Mathews breaks another tackle. He's gone, everybody. Touchdown, Ryan Mathews. Well, Brian Adams, much kudos to you, saying that the timeout was the right timeout. Give this young man a chance to breathe, catch his legs, find the right play, design the right play. And there he is, Ryan Mathews in the end zone again. A missed tackle at the line of scrimmage, Paul. It's about all he needs.
That was a perfect statement right there. I was thinking the same thing. Man, he broke 1 tackle. After that, it's a foot race. And he's probably going to outrun probably 98% of every high school football player in the Valley. So, wow.
We've got penalty flags. Early score, 0-0 into the first quarter. Garces, Golden Valley. All right, Brian Adams. Everybody, one of these days, you're going to have to pick the Arvin Bears. Will it be tonight? Taft 8-1 out in the Garden of the Sun.
No, it's not going to be tonight.
What do they have to do? What do I have to do? What do the Bears have to do for you guys to finally pick? They keep picking them to lose, and they keep on winning.
You know, I support the Bears. I play in Edgar, the tournament out there, in the golf tournament.
Oh, thanks.
But they have to be on the right matchup that night, and that's not it.
Okay, all right. I'll be calling you tonight, midnight, 12:45. PAT for the Vikings. It's up, and it is good. So 14-7 on another beautiful run by Ryan Mathews. West High Vikings up midway through this second quarter. A nice series of plays, a timely timeout called by Coach Cornford, and Mathews slips 1 tackle right there that you saw, and then boom, he is up and he is in the end zone. Ryan Mathews scores again for West High School, 14-7. So as far as second quarter predictions, Brian picks Liberty over Bakersfield. Paul picks Garces over Golden Valley. Brian picks Taft over my Bears. And what about this game, Paul Press? Tehachapi Warriors 5-4 against the upstart Bakersfield Christian team 4-5.
Tehachapi. I like Bakersfield Christian school and their program and everything, and it's a great thing. But man, you're going against established, Tehachapi. I think is a little too much for them. Their line's going to be a little too big for Bakersfield Christian this year.
Good
but
picks.
I tell you what, Bakersfield Christian next year, watch out.
Good picks, fellas. Good picks. A little disappointed in your lack of faith in the Bears, but it always comes back to haunt you guys. High pooching kick, and it'll be fair caught at the 30-yard line. No chances. And nice smart play by, of all people, Tommy Hand. Our director, Bernie Johnson, has top-notch crew tonight from Bright House Networks. Fellas, appreciate you all being here tonight. Another Friday night of exciting action brought to you exclusively by Bright House Networks Bakersfield. Don't forget, a lot of action here in Bright House Networks, especially in the fall seasons. We've got the Condors, Cal State University Bakersfield basketball on a tank full, Damage TV. 1st and 10, 6.5 left here in this first half. Bivens from the shotgun, low snap. Bivens has room, might want to run. Bivens still wants to throw. He throws it out, and it is defended very well out there by Tyrone Courtney. Courtney plays it perfectly, waits. I didn't think Bivens was going to make the pass. He did, and when he did, Courtney was waiting for it. And Brian, you were explaining something to me before the game. You and I are out tossing the football around. You were telling me about routes that kids run and how they need to use the sideline. Maybe you can walk us through that, Brian.
Well, Vance, we talked about earlier watching the kids run a fade. And Paul and I talk about it all the time. These kids will run the fade, and they give up all their real estate. They'll run almost to the sideline, so the corner has the quarterback almost doesn't have anywhere to throw the ball. You see Bivens make a big run. So they need to learn to conserve that territory, because that real estate is valuable. It gives the quarterback a little more room for air to throw the ball. But on that last play, when Bivens was rolling, you want to throw the ball towards the sideline, so the receiver makes the catch. He makes it close to out of bounds. He can drag his foot, not inside. Depending on who the corner is, they can jump on that and pick it.
Well, we're going to talk. We're going to revisit that as the game goes, because I'm sure we're going to see that again. Bertrand was the carrier previous to that picked up that big first down. Bertrand was the carrier, and it was the carrier on that play right there. But as Brian was talking about, Paul, these young receivers using the sidelines to create their real estate, either to take it away or to gain from it, using the defensive player. These are all things have to be learned at this level. They can't learn that up at the next level. It's got to be learned here.
Yeah, it's got to be coached up here. And, you know, there's so much that goes into football and the little things that make the difference between a championship and not winning the championship. We see Bivens step back and throw.
Oh, had a man open, and that is frustrating for the Golden Hawks. Tommy Hand wide open out on the left side, just right over the outstretched hands of Hand. Oh.
Well, you know how West High defended this play? They defended this play about 4 or 5 plays ago because they keep putting pressure on Bivens. So what happens here is Bivens has time to throw. It looked like his mental clock is speed up some, and now he's trying to get rid of the ball because he's worried about getting hit. He had plenty of time right there to set his feet and throw.
3rd and 11, Bivens runs immediately to his right. Look out, he is just harnessed and thrown down. Looks to the official.
Well,
looks to the official. I think he might add an inadvertent face mask at the end of the tackle. No flag.
Well, you can't blame the official. They would have caught this if they could see it. But right there, it comes in. The official's out there hustling, and it was on the backside. In defense of him, I don't think I would have saw that either.
I don't think it happened anyway. Jason Price with a nice tackle out there. Here come the Vikings. They want to block this punt. They're not going to. It's a nice punt. And it's going to be fielded out there by Curry. Curry, the dangerous speedster. Oh, boy. Dion Curry with one big block upfield. Ay, ay, ay. Dangerous Dion has a couple of key blocks, and then he has a big open field block that flattened the punter. Oh, boy. Watch this, everybody. It was set up by, first of all, not calling the fair catch, by taking the risk and go ahead and grabbing it and trying to make a move, and then Paulie gets a big hole and then some big blocks.
Yeah, right here we pick him up. That speed right there, hits the hole, breaks one, but downfield here, he had 2 good blocks, and right here was a very good block right there, set by Tyrone Courtney, sprung him loose there, and it was bye-bye after that.
Well, the kick is up, and it is good. Oh, boy, just like that. Well, a West High Viking not named Mathews with a big impact play here late in the first half. A punt return by dangerous Dion Curry. A beautiful run, great blocking, 2-touchdown lead for the Vikings.
When's it going to end? West High last year, Princeton McCarty. This year, Ryan Mathews. They've got a plethora of juniors who are talented. And then we just saw the sophomore with blazing speed. I mean, you know what this reminds me of? And Brian Adams can weigh in on this. I was going to say, it reminds me of watching Brian Adams and his team, Oliver and Parker and Brian Adams and all the BHS guys were so talented, speed and athleticism and everything. Man.
4:18 left in this first half, 21-7. The Vikings have just turned in 2 impressive touchdowns that have made this lead a pretty big lead now. Deep for the Golden Hawks. Eddie Coronado, dangerous in his own right. Coronado's got speed. Big gap in the middle of the football field. Maybe the Vikings will try to pooch it in again. I see Jose Aguilar going over there to have a word with Randy Machuca. What are they going to do? They kick it deep. Hey, what a nice kick. Kicks it in the corner. What's going to happen? Coronado will take it at the 5. No, it won't be Coronado. He's got some room up here. Can he get outside? Hey, nice play out there by Rodney Miller. Great pursuit, nice play, nice tackle out there by the Vikings, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Golden Hawks. 4:11 left in this first half. Paul Bryan, we have seen 9 great weeks of football all around the county. We get the pleasure and privilege of calling one full game every night, so we get to see things unfold. But with the 3 affiliates, we get to see all the great weekend wrap-ups. It's been a great 06 regular season, playoffs next week. Bivens hands the ball to Fabry. Fabry, the big fella, just lowers down and actually had a little room on the outside, but he just decided to lay somebody down.
Wow.
Well, again, Brian, you're telling me something I want the whole county to hear. Let's hear it.
Well, Vance, that's what I was talking about earlier about when he's running. He's so used to getting contact, but these guys aren't trying to hit him. They're going down and just kind of balling up on him.
Right.
On that touchdown run, he slid out to the side. If he does that again, he's going to have some room for some big runs because they're not even watching when they're going to tackle him.
It's a great point. He's so used to looking for contact. 3.5, Bivens to Fabry again. Fabry this time met by the right Vikings. When I mean right Vikings, their defensive scheme right there worked perfectly.
Yeah, it did. And what I don't like about that play, and Brian Adams probably had a great view of it, field level, but from up here, I didn't like the way Fabry was too far away from the quarterback, and it looked like they tried to fake a throw, and then it took too long for that play to develop. The hole was there at first, and then it closed down. By the time he received the handoff there, play didn't develop very well, and the Viking defense was right there, like you said, Vance.
Under 3 minutes, Bivens has Fabry to his right. West High School appears to be in a man-to-man, but they're in the zone. Look at this, the ball thrown over Eddie Coronado. Coach Nixon looking over at the officials, wants to get a holding call on Jason Price. Not going to happen. Coaching staff for the Centennial Golden Hawks: Ryan Rents, Dave Rice, Richard Parrott, Paul Ogilvy, Rob Hallam, and Chuck Trujillo. The trainer is Tom Dennison. Stats is Claude Bradford. Filmer is Lance Renfro. Principal Dave Olds. Athletic Director Gary Fowler. 4th and 7. Another high punt, and dangerous Dion Curry wants it again. This time he drops it, but now he picks it up at the 33-yard line. Dangerous Dion looks for some more room, gets some more blocking. Curry works to the outside. Curry up to the 48-yard line. Oh, man. This player right here is exciting. And as much as the West High crowd is up cheering him, the Centennial crowd is over here saying, oh, catch him, get him, catch him, get him, catch him. Look at this play, everybody. He finally gets it at about the 32-yard line. A couple of nice blocking patterns here, and then he cuts back upfield. And I think he realizes here, you know what, I'm out of space, but I got a lot more than people thought I was going to get. Look at that.
Well, he did not want to run up the middle because he looked up and saw that number 9 Fabry and went, I'll go right here.
Man, oh man. 1st and 10 from the Centennial 49-yard line. 2.5 left in the first half. Mathews and company want to get back in this end zone. Make no mistake about it. He's going to look to throw. He has a man open across the middle. Oh, almost in a spectacular catch by Courtney. That's who it was intended to. Say what you want to say, but I like Mathews' form. I like his passes, and this one looks like it's on the money, everybody. Look at this one. Oof.
Yeah, he throws it, tries to get it in there, thread it in there, and he's got a good form. He's got a strong arm because he's so athletic, But the one thing you could tell right there, he was not a true quarterback because he never looked anybody off. He was zoned in on that one receiver. Now they're going to say, okay, let's look over here. They still have time to run this, though.
2nd and 10, 2:25. Mathews this time runs to his left, looks for some room. Mathews cuts up, nice tackling play by the Golden Hawks. Gets about 3 or 4 yards. He can sure move an entire team down the football field. They just want to run in front of this guy, Paul.
Yeah, well, you know, he runs a 4.5 40, and they're on the 45-yard line. So you figure by the time they snap the ball and he actually makes 2 or 3 moves, that's maybe 6 seconds, and he's standing in front of our Brian Adams in the end zone. So watch out. With 1:53 left, he could run up there and back a couple of times.
3rd and 6, Caraway, Jason Smith, Tomlin, all split to the right. Mathews sets up the pass, then he pulls it back in. Now he's on his feet again. Mathews, oh ho ho, a touchdown-saving tackle out there by Travis Miller. Was that Miller or was that Castillo?
I believe it was Castillo.
Right, Castillo, touchdown-saving tackle, number 60 for the Golden Hawks. Mathews just too much, man. He's just too much.
Well, he almost made my statement true because almost everybody got to see if Castillo doesn't get out there and just slap those feet together, Mathews is gone into the races, and we're going to see his speed.
Man, oh man. 1st and 10, Vikings knocking on the door. The ball at the 24-yard line. Mathews and company want to get in before the end of this half. He's ran down at about the 19-yard line. The clock continues to tick. Now we have a timeout on the field. And it's going to be a West High School. They're going to take a break, get some water, think this thing through because they don't want 3, Paul.
No, they want to score 7 here and go in 28-7 because remember, they received the opening kickoff, so that means Golden Hawks can come back out and put a touchdown up. They'll be okay. But, you know, this is a smart timeout. They still have 1 left. They used 1 earlier, and remember what happened. After that timeout last time, Mathews comes out, catches his breath. 2 plays later, he runs down and scores. So the question will be, after this timeout, will it be touchdown on play 1, or will he repeat last time and go touchdown on the 2nd play?
The optimistic Paul Press that it will even be a touchdown.
Well, I am a West High alumnus, so I will put that out. And I am smiling when I said I was looking at this athleticism and the future of this program. You know, I have a lot of respect for Coach Nixon and his program over here. I mean, he's a great coach, let's face it. You know, it took a lot of guts for Coach Nixon to go 3-8 last year and change his offense. You know, he changed the entire offense after being successful. After being successful, let's not forget, Centennial won league for, I don't know, 5-6 years. They never even lost a game in league. So, you know, Coach Nixon proved himself more than once that he is a great coach and his coaching staff.
Thank you, Paul. 2nd and 7, Mathews on the carry. Mathews trying to get outside. Hey, look at this, everybody. Big player, big player. Joey Bertrand tackles Mathews, and that's a big play. Clock continues to tick. That'll bring up a 3rd and 7, and we are going to have another timeout on the field, and it will, again, be West High School. So Cornford using his timeouts, taking a look at things.
Well, I don't like this timeout. I wish they would have called a 2nd play in there, maybe use the timeout on 4th down.
Just for momentum purpose?
Yeah, I mean, you've got to be smart here. You only had 1 timeout left. Now what happens? You don't score. You're going to, you know, now your field goal team has to hurry up and get out there. Their kicking game's not that strong. You know, so that's a great job by Centennial Golden Hawks on this defense here. Not such a great job on the coaching staff of West High, although I respect them and I like them. But my honest opinion is I don't like this timeout here. They should have saved it. Now, Brian Adams is talking about West High's athleticism. Brian, you want to make a comment? I compared them to your former drillers.
Well, Paul, you know, it's hard to say. That was almost 20 years ago, and we were deep where you had the JV was deep, the freshmen were deep. That's what you're seeing with West High. they are getting right now, in my opinion, not football players, but athletes. When we're talking about speed, jumping, quickness, they have the best athletes in town as a collective group. And I think that's bar none with anybody in town, that's including BHS.
3rd and 8, Mathews, shotgun, looks, thinks he's going to throw, not going to throw. Is he going to throw? Mathews into the end zone. Oh boy, touchdown. Dangerous Dion Curry standing right in the middle of the goalposts, waiting for the athleticism, as we speak of, to pay off. And this is all Ryan Mathews right here. You think he's going to throw, you don't know, and then he lets one go. Dangerous Dion standing in the end zone.
Wow.
Wow. Man, oh man, oh man. Dangerous Dion, 5'7", 155-pound, would you believe, sophomore?
Yes. Wow.
The snap, the hold.
Wow.
It is good, and they do get in the end zone before halftime, 28-7. That's one of these scores that'll get around town here at halftime. Centennial leading West High leading over Centennial 28-7. That's kind of a score you hear.
Yeah. And I'm going to tell you, 2 great things here as we watch this. First of all, the athleticism of Ryan Mathews right here. This is like playing park football. You never know what he's going to do. But on the other end here is Dion Curry, and he finds the seam. He finds the pocket. He sees the defenders being spread out, so he goes to the middle of the field and then stays up towards the front of the end zone, doesn't go to the back of the end zone, so the ball gets to him a little quicker. Nice job on both their parts there. But Ryan Mathews, watching that play develop, reminded me of, let's face it, you got a high school kid playing against little kids out at the park because he's just kind of juking and jiving and moving around, and they don't know if he's going to run it, is he going to stop and throw, is he going to run it, is he going to stop and throw? And you got to, Centennial DBs are going, come on, you got to put some pressure on him. We can't cover these guys for 10 seconds.
Well, this ball is booted out of bounds, penalty flag, so it'll bring the ball up. Brian Adams will, I think, grab somebody. I think it's going to be head coach Rich Cornford for the Vikings as he comes off the field. So Brian Adams, our man on the grass, will get Cornford to talk to us for a minute. You are watching Bright House Network's exclusive live coverage of the high school football game of the week. West High School visiting Centennial. They're up 28-7. Our director, Bernie Johnson, tonight has his A squad here with him. And by the way, fellas from Bright House, you all seem like nice guys. Hope you're doing well in life. Bivens on a keeper, goes nowhere. In trouble, 5-yard loss. Coach Nixon looks over, not happy, and he is swarmed on instantly. I think there's a communication problem there. Hey, there's our main man, Eric, there. Eric is one of the nicest cats in town. That's going to do it. The end of the first half. West High School with a commanding 28-7 lead over the Centennial Golden Hawks. When we come back, we will have a little bit of the Golden Hawk Marching Band and then the third quarter. So week 10, game 10 for the league title right now. West High School up by 3 touchdowns. I'm Vance Palma, Paul Press, and Brian Adams. Come back in a moment.
Hey, Mom.
When you live in a Bright House, you can always be there when they need you most.
Oh, hey, Mom.
Thanks to Digital Phone. Our calling plans help you save on local and long distance.
Yes, love you too.
So talk all you want.
Hi.
Hey,
You need to get that?
a voicemail.
See how bright life can be.
Honey, are you going to do
Coach Cornford, that first half came out, good drive, stalled with the missed field goal. The guys came back to put the points on the board. We all know about Mathews. Talk about your defense, and I want to talk about Curry, because you talked about with me at practice the other day how excited you were about this kid. So let's go first about the response to missing the field goal.
Well, defense has come up big. We gave up the one big run. They're a good team. We know that's going to happen with the style of D we play. But for the most part, we're keeping the ball in front of us. Our guys are working really hard every snap. And then little Dion Curry he's unbelievable. He's just a playmaker. You know, he's just a sophomore. He makes plays every week. And we just love it when the ball's in his hands.
Well, I know you guys don't think the game's over. It's 28-7. What are you going to tell the kids to keep this momentum going?
Well, we're playing Centennial tonight, and we know they can put points on the board in a hurry. They've scored 50 a couple times this year, 40 several times. So they're a good football team. They got an offense that's designed to come back. So we've got to really keep the ball in front of us defensively and keep the same intensity.
Well, thank you for your time, Coach, and talk to your troops.
Thank you, Brian.
All right, back to you, Vance.
Thank you, Brian. I've got Paul Press up here with me, but we'll talk about the first half when we come back for the third quarter. Now at this time, let's sit back, relax, and enjoy this fantastic marching band from Centennial High School.
Phone and internet are all set.
Thank you.
When you live in a bright house, every day is easier.
I'll just follow the TV.
Good idea.
Because there's only one number to call. And when you combine your digital cable, high-speed internet, and digital phone with the Digital Combo Plus, there's only one bill to pay. Save time, save money, and simplify your life with the Digital Combo Plus. See how bright life can be.
Honda is a proud supporter of Kern County's future NFL stars. Honda has the highest fuel economy average of any car maker in America.
Welcome back, everybody. Start of the third quarter. Special hello to the new band director at Frontier High School. I just assumed he was still running the show here at Centennial. They looked as great, sounded as great as ever. Special hello. Brian Adams, give us the scoop.
Well, Vance, I got a chance to talk with Coach Nixon. He talked about the line of scrimmage. I know Paul's been talking about it. West High's been dominating the line of scrimmage. They've got to take control of it, get some first downs, control the clock, and they got to wrap up. They've been in position. They just have not made the tackles on Mathews. And I know it's hard to do, but if they can do that and get a chance to get some points on the board in this first drive, they're right back in the game.
A pooch kick. This time it's going to be taken by Hand. Hand can be, just couldn't get outside. Ball will be brought down about the 34-yard line. 1st and 10 for Centennial. They're trailing by 3 touchdowns. We are in week 10, game 10. We're just at the beginning of the second half. Have you guys heard any scores? Brian, have you heard scores? Paul, have you heard scores? I've got people asking about the Taft-Arvin score. Special hello tonight to Greg Showers down here with Mike Duncan. And there's another who's who tonight. Gary Toski, Ronnie Lair. It's a big night in Kern County for high school football. And a special hello to Millard Hallam. Millard Hallam, a special hello to you from, of course, Coach Rob Hallam from Centennial High. He said, Vance, keep an eye out for that good-looking ball boy, Brock Hallam. So special hellos as we get underway here in the third quarter. Paul, any special hellos?
No, not tonight. Everybody, special hello to everybody out there watching in Bright House Land. We appreciate it. I'd like to say thanks. Also, like to ask everybody to go vote Tuesday. If you haven't already done your voting, go vote. Do your part.
1st and 5, Dustin Robinson in motion for Bivens. Bivens in the shotgun. Bivens wants to run himself. Bivens still on his feet. Gets a big first down here to start things off in the second half. For those of you that are just getting to your television screens, Centennial trails by 3 touchdowns. We're just underway in the third quarter. This is Bright House Network's exclusive high school football game of the week. Nice big block out there by Fabry, just knocking guys down left and right. Big first down there. If you are just getting with us, West High School, again, very impressive on the ground and in the air and with punt returns and with defense. So the Vikings looking every bit the Valley Championship team they were last year. Fumble! Fabry and Bivens never connected, and the ball was left sitting at the 45-yard line for which seemed an eternity, about a half a second. And that is all it took for the opportunistic defense of West High School. There it is, sitting there. Boom. Scooped up out there by Juan Zamora.
Yeah, and as he's looking back, Xander Fabry's looking at that ball on the ground. He's going, no, because Centennial was actually moving the ball and came out with a good game plan. But now you've got number 21 getting ready to catch the snap with a set of fresh legs coming back at halftime.
Mathews in the shotgun. They've got the ball just like that. It's almost as if they receive the kickoff. Mathews in the middle of the football field. Mathews gets 4 yards on this carry. I was down at halftime speaking to some well-respected, sage athletic minds here in Kern County, and Paul Press, one of them, is someone I've known for a long time, and he's been around athletics his entire life, and he said, Vance, I try not to give out these high-level, prognostications about people's future, but this kid is probably one of the best I've ever seen. A big statement. I won't tell you who it came from. It's not fair to indulge in that, but big statement. Mathews, probably one of the best he's ever seen. And on cue, of course.
Right. I don't think that was Ryan Mathews, but he was. I was very impressed with him when we watched him last year. And wow, it's against Golden Hawks here. Looks like offside. Oh, no, there they go. They finally corrected it. There they go. He pointed the wrong way. But, yeah, it looked like West High came out and lined up on the other side of the ball. Must be looking out, as I say, looking out both eyes. You need to close one of them if you're cross-eyed. But they reset here, and they'll move the ball back, so it'll be 2nd and 10. He is the real deal. I watched him last year play in the mud during the playoffs, and he was so strong and so well balanced.
Mathews comes to the right side, makes a big hop, leaps over the defense from Centennial, and again, led down there by Nate Wiley, the sophomore, opens up the lane, and sure hope we have that one from our Bright House Networks production truck, our director, Bernie Johnson, trying to find it. This right here is going to make some highlight reels. Look at this, Kern County. Here comes Ryan Mathews into your living room. There he goes.
Oh, as Coach Cornford and everybody from West High's heart stopped beating right then. That's the last thing you want your program to do, is be jumping up in the air like that, coming down. Man.
Well, Mathews, not afraid though, Paul. I mean, he's thinking to himself, you know what? This is what I do. I'm running the offense. As we see it again, Mathews comes around the corner and says, hey, you know what? I'm just going to have to hop over here. But look out of the right side of your screen here, everybody. Who's this coming in for this big hit at the end?
Yeah.
Big Xander. Boom.
Wow.
What a big hit by Fabry. Nice play.
Yeah. I'll say it right now. Xander Fabry, in my opinion, him and Campbell at Garces, hands down, got to be fullback or linebacker of the county. They got to be first team county. You know, the Lumberjack and Xander, can you imagine both them on the same side of the ball?
Can you say Blitz Bowl?
Wow. There you go.
10.5. Did I say that? 1st and 10. Mathews at the 35-yard line. Mathews looks. Mathews wants to go outside. Mathews drugged down this time. That's what the Golden Hawks are going to have to do, and this crowd loves it.
Wow, nice job. Golden Hawks moving their feet that time, and as Brian Adams touched on it, they've got to be able to wrap up and make tackles. They've missed a few tackles, but they've got, just like Brian said, they have to be able to make that first tackle, because if you miss one, all the athleticism of West High Vikings, they make you pay for missing tackles.
You are watching Bright House Network's exclusive coverage of the high school football game of the week. This is week 10, the end of the regular season. Next week we'll start the playoffs, and we'll let you know early in the week which game we'll be calling. 2nd and 8. 9:45 left in the third quarter. Mathews. Penalty flag on the play, and it's right in the middle of the football field. Nate Wiley, the sophomore, tries to open up the hole for him, but it's going to be holding on the Vikings. Holding on the Vikings. At the end of this game, we will select the Barber Honda player of the game. Barber Honda, along with Volvo Rents, instrumental in us bringing these football games to you, so we will be presenting the Barber Honda Player of the Game Award to a player that myself, Paul, Brian, and our director, Bernie Johnson, or Zach Flores, whichever director, whomever we have in the director's chair, will make the selection of the Barber Honda Player of the Game. We've had some doozies. Haven't had a two-time winner. 2nd and 19 after the holding call on the Vikings. Mathews takes it. Wants to go right, decides to go left. Mathews still on his feet, gets back to almost the original line of scrimmage. That'll bring up, I think, 3rd and 10, 10.5. Brian Adams working the phone, trying to find out some scores for us. Not quite sure what's happening around the city yet. He'll get back to us. 3rd and 12 officially, so it's on the 36-yard line. They need to get to the 24-yard line, so it's a big third down play here for the Golden Hawks. 8:50 left in this third quarter. A lot of football left, but we can't forget number 21 for West High School can chew up a lot of yards and tilt that scale quicker than anybody I've seen this year. Looks like he's going to pass, does not. Pulls it back in and runs. Big play by this Golden Hawks defense. And that ambient noise you hear below me is the Golden Hawks crowd clapping. Pretty stoked. Well, it looks like West High might just go for it, Paul.
Yeah, as I was looking at it right before that play, you know, I'm looking at it and I'm going, well, even if they don't pick up the first down here, I was thinking in my mind, you know what, where they're at, they're too close really to punt, too far away to kick a field goal. So might as well, when you have 21 catching the snap, and as they come out here, trips right, 3 receivers spread out on the right, down towards us.
4th and 11, Mathews lobs this one up. He's got a man open, and it is broken up out there by Preston Lopez. First down, Golden Hawks. On the sidelines, on the grass, Brian Adams on that 4th and 11 play. Your thoughts?
Well, it was so loud down there, I don't know if Brian could hear us. But what he was saying was the same thing I saw too. as we saw that on that pass right there, Ryan Mathews kind of showing this is his first year playing quarterback, because that should have been a solid pass. No more than 12 feet off the ground, should have been quicker. He threw that one like he was throwing deep. They had over-the-top coverage. If he was throw that about a second earlier and throw it flatter, he was open there.
1st and 10 Golden Hawks. Bivens trying to get his team settled down at the line of scrimmage. Robinson in motion. Bivens, low snap, fakes the handoff out to Robinson. Oh, a nice pass. Robinson corralled down, and it looks like we might have a no penalty.
Yeah.
No penalty.
Oh, yeah. His flag is right down below us. He barely threw it on the field, so Centennial's covering up.
So face mask call as well as this play here. So Robinson makes a nice catch in the middle, and they get the call there. Big first down, big penalty. Golden Hawks making some noise.
Wow. We see it marked off there. Puts the Golden Hawks past the midfield here as they finally get some momentum going. Score still 28-7. So Golden Hawks getting some momentum, and here they go.
1st and 10. Bivens sends Robinson in motion again. Bivens barks out the order. Another low snap. Concern for Nixon, no doubt. Bivens running for his life now. Thrown for a 2-yard loss. Coach Nixon, I imagine, probably going to get with his center and say, can you get these snaps up? Our quarterback's running from his heels. We have some scores. Garces leading Golden Valley 7-0. Liberty leading BHS. Is that correct? Liberty's trailing BHS 10-0. And Ridgeview over South 14-0. 7 minutes exactly left in this third quarter. BHS over the Drillers right now. BHS over Liberty right now. Bivens nervous back there, or at least looks it. Cups up middle. Bivens still on his feet. Goes down at about the 44-yard line. Bivens was moving before that ball got to his hands. Here's that snap. Bivens is moving. Brings up a 3rd and 5. Out of the ball game comes Joey Bertrand. Eddie Coronado will be split to the left. Justin Hazlett out there with Robinson. And Masuda. Bivens in the shotgun. Has to Fabry back there. It's a screen play to Fabry. Fabry is going to be still on his feet. Fabry gets outside. Fabry. Touchdown. I didn't call it out because I didn't know if he stepped out of bounds. I waited for the call. I didn't know if his foot went out. Touchdown, Centennial. The big fella with his 2nd touchdown of the evening. Nice grab of bringing that football in. Picked up some late blocks. Another missed tackle down at about the 10-yard line, and then his feet were very close to the sidelines. He gets in. The PAT is up. It is good. 28-14, and as last week's guest Mike Duncan up here said, now that's a horse of a different color.
Yeah, and that was an excellent call by the Centennial Golden Hawks staff. What they did there was use the West High blitzing defense against them. Use that power, let those guys come after him, and then dump it there. And Bivens does a good job of getting depth and getting the ball to Fabry. Not easy to do. And after that, Fabry picks up one ball, breaks the tackle there, keeps his balance, and very close, but he stays in bounds there. Pounces in.
I think Brian Adams had it right. Fabry may have just nicked that sideline with his toe. Let's watch this, Kern County. We have the capabilities of watching this a few times over, but that tackle's not gonna happen right there. Curry's just got it. Well, he went out of bounds. For sure he went out. So I think the steamroller effect was going to happen anyway. When they get that close, Fabry's going to get them in. So 28-14, 6:03 left in the third quarter. This football game far from over. Far from over. Week 10 regular season wrap-up. Centennial Golden Hawks hosting the West High Vikings, defending Valley champions. There's the big guy, Fabry. He's put in one whale of a football game already on defense and offense.
Yeah.
With 18 minutes left to play. Far from over, everybody. Short kicks, and he'll be taken in the middle of the football. Fumble!
Oh, they're pointing. No, West High's ball. White hat comes
in. No.
As Phil comes in, Phil Delbert comes in. White hat comes in. Phil Diebel comes in and points right away. Good job of officiating. He saw who had the ball at the bottom of that pile, comes in and points right away. Tells the guys, let's quit horsling and fighting. And I'm telling you, I made a comment earlier about, you know, in that 42 Juan Zamora, I said, hey, he's a great linebacker, but Zamora, you're not back there to catch the ball.
Woo! 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. The Centennial crowd, that just juiced him up a little more. Now we have a penalty flag being thrown before the snap from the line of scrimmage. So the energy level over on the Centennial side of the football field starting to pick up here. I don't want to say karma or momentum, not those big of words, but I will say energy.
Yeah. And you're right, energy level. We hear the fans right below us stomping their feet, making this noise, and West High Viking comes out with this elephant package, but one of the elephants had too long of a trunk and put his head over the ball.
Mathews wants to go outside. Mathews looking for room. Mathews hit hard, still on his feet. Oh, man. He got hit by 4 Golden Hawks, and I mean hit pretty substantially. These aren't easy hits. He's getting popped out there. One of the biggest hits, a Viking. I don't know if we'll see it from this angle, but he takes some big hits. There's 1, there's 2, 3. Wow. And that just makes it 2nd and 8 when it could have been 2nd and 12. Mathews breathing hard and heavy up there. Looking for room. Mathews in the middle of the football field. Gang tackled after about a 2 or 3 yard gain. That'll bring up 3rd and a long 5, or 3rd and long 4. See where they spot this one. As 3rd downs go, this is pretty big for both teams, actually. The Golden Hawks right now could use a big stop, and the Vikings would like to get back in that stride of, 8, 10, 12 yards per gain, per carry. So big 3rd down here. The Centennial crowd over on this side can sense it. 3rd and 4 officially. Mathews in the backfield looking for the 1st down. Mathews stopped, but then the last effort, as always with Mathews, you just never know that it's down until you hear the whistles blow with him, Paul.
Right, and right now their elephant package, they have about 1,900 pounds of linemen in there right now, 2,000 pounds, almost a ton of guys pushing. Now some people may look at this picture and say, isn't that an illegal lineup? They've got
nobody on the
nine guys on the line of scrimmage. The rule says you can have as many as you want on the line of scrimmage. It's how many guys you can have off the ball is what the officials look at.
Thank you, Paul. 1st and 10. A ton of yellow helmets on that line of scrimmage. Mathews has a lot of room. Oh, man. Hey, everybody, if you're over here on this side of the football field, the Centennial side, right below us, Paul, you continue to hear this. Ooh. Every time he takes off running, you just hear this. Oh, man, look at this. When he gets free here, it's just, I do the same thing. Oh, look at this.
So exciting to watch. So exciting.
1st and 10. Again, it seems like every other play it's a 1st down. We've dipped below the 4-minute mark in the 3rd quarter. Mathews will not get the play off. Another flag before this play gets off, and it's called by the side judge. Again, we'd like to give the referees' names tonight.
We have a great view of that.
Appreciate all of their effort. Referee Phil Diebel, umpire Rick Rodriguez, head linesman Shondell Ziegler, line judge Jim Newby, and back judge Brian Landis. Fellas, excellent job tonight. It's been a free-flowing game, if you will, and we appreciate everything.
Yeah, and they're calling it correct because they were right in front of us, and what happened was Juan Zamora, number 42, who's out here playing the tight end, really he's on the end, he was about a half a yard ahead of the football. You've got to call that.
First and 15. Hard count by Mathews. Nobody goes. Mathews. Penalty flag on the play. His progress was stopped. He didn't go down, but his progress was stopped. And he thought he might try to get it. We've got a player down.
Wow.
And somebody's down here writhing in pain, and that brings out a coaching staff from the Centennial Golden Hawks. I think that's head coach Nixon, just ran out immediately. We've got a personal foul.
Oh.
Whoa.
Blow to the helmet.
Blow to the helmet on the Golden Hawks. Oh, man. As Mathews comes through here.
Wow.
Mathews seems to be upset at the end of the play, but let's see if we can get a good look at this, everybody. He's saying a blow to the head.
I don't think the blow to the head came
was on
to Mathews.
Right.
No, I think it was one of the linemen. It got hit one of the other linemen in the head, which is illegal. But, you know, Ryan Mathews was upset. He wasn't upset with the Golden Hawks. He was upset with the officials blowing the whistle because he didn't go down.
That's what I was saying. Well, but
yeah.
the progress was stopped. Tommy Hand was the injured Golden Hawks. He's back up. The 6'2", 214-pound senior at seniors night. And, and Brian Adams made a great point in our right ear, Paul. That's a big penalty. They were looking at possibly a second and very long, and now it's 1st and 10. And every time that there's a stoppage in play, in real time, it's 120 seconds, 180 seconds. That's a long time for the guy that's carrying it every single play to rest up. 1st and 10, 3.5 left in the third quarter. Starting to get a little chilly here over on the northwest side. Mathews wants to go to his right. Mathews behind the running of Wiley. Flags everywhere. Fumble! Oh, boy. It is a fumble. It is recovered. Penalty flags all over this play. Penalty, holding, declined, Centennial football. Brian Adams, you're working on a story, Brian, within a story of this football game tonight, and you've had a good look at Ryan Mathews. As we see him walk off in our frame, you're starting to see some fatigue set in.
Well, Vance, I think that's definitely going to happen. You got to remember, and it's nothing against the other teams they played. This is the first team they really played in a while that is as physical as they are. And I think when you're carrying the ball that many times, not only is he handing out punishment, he's being punished. None of those guys are hitting him. And this is really his first physical game in a long time, so we'll have to see what happens in the fourth quarter.
Bivens puts it in the air. Ooh! Intended out there for Dustin Robinson, a 5'11", 182-pound, can you say, junior. And Bivens fires one across the middle, and that would have been a big catch. Just a little behind him. Brings up 2nd and 10. Paul Press, your thoughts on fatigue setting in with Ryan Mathews taking big licks from Xander Fabry and company?
Well, the best thing Centennial can do is sustain an offensive drive.
Stay on the field.
But the worst thing they could do is sustain an offensive drive, because that means Ryan Mathews gets his legs back underneath him.
Great point, I think. Robinson in motion. Oh, fumble! Oh, can you believe it? West High School all over it. First down, Vikings. Joey Bertrand, the running back on that play. And the ball comes free, and a dagger. The Centennial crowd just been deflated with this one play here, and that's just, he popped through that hole and the ball was exposed and they went after it. Doggone it. Golden Hawks trying to work back into the ball game, and not only have they turned the ball over, they've turned it over on the 26-yard line. Vikings have 26 yards to get into this end zone. Mathews, muddy, dirty jersey. Mathews wants to get outside. Penalty flag on the play. Mathews, another penalty flag. So 2 flags, one early, one late. Let's see how it all evens out. Well, we just mentioned that pretty even flowing football game, but as we progress into the evening, the flags are starting to fly. The Barber Honda Player of the Game is an award that we give out at the end of this football game. We'll give it out to an outstanding player. We've given out some Barber Honda awards with some great players this season, offensively, defensively, some both sides on the ball, all of them excellent representatives of the high school football game here in Kern County, so it's always a pleasure. We had Dustin Robinson for the Golden Hawks receive the award. Brock Bivens received the award. Ryan Mathews received the award. Brian Adams handed that award to Ryan Mathews up at Memorial Stadium. So we still have an entire quarter of football left. Exciting football game, but if the West High Vikings get in the end zone this time, it's going to be a very large uphill battle for the Golden Hawk squad. 1st and 20. We're back to football. 1st and 20, 2:40 left in the third quarter. Mathews in the shotgun. Looks like he's going to run. A quick pitch inside across the middle. Shuttle pass goes to Deontay Tomlin, picked up quickly by the Golden Hawks. That'll bring up a second and about 18, second and about 14 maybe. And unfortunately, it looks like Tommy Hand is going to have to hobble off here again. And he is a trooper. He is an asset to this football team. Tommy Hand, hate to see it. And he's going to head over to the trainer's table. 2nd and 18, Mathews will run again. Mathews behind his running back. Mathews pushing, trying to get free. Mathews still on his feet. And he's pushed down at about the 27-yard line. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 12. 3rd and 12 behind this big line. He continues to run, Paul.
Yeah, as we see it right
Pushing
there.
guys out of the way.
They're just real big. The only thing I like to see is West High's line. They drive off about 3 or 4 yards, and then they've already pushed down the Centennial D line, but they don't really keep their feet moving further downfield. If you see them, they block very well for the first 4 or 5 yards. But with a playmaker like Mathews back there, you've just got to continue to go downfield because you never know where he's going to cut back.
3rd and 11. Huge play here late in the third quarter. Movement on the offensive line there. We haven't seen that very much at all tonight with this well-trained and highly touted offensive line. That was Bernard Crowell, 6'2", 280 senior. And Paul, this is a very disciplined line. You know that Wyatt Ross and all of these coaches that have instilled all this long-time wisdom on this line here. You don't see a lot of mistakes like that.
No, not with this line. They're very well coached. Like you said, Coach Ross and those guys over there, they know what they're doing. There's a reason. Yes, they have great athletes, but I'm telling you, I've coached on teams that had great athletes, and it's not as easy as everybody wants to think. You've got to know what you're doing to continue to have success like this.
3rd and 15. Matthews gets in a deeper hole here. Matthews looks to throw. Is it a screen play? Is it a draw play? Is it a quarterback keeper?
No.
Quarterback keeper, and Matthews looking for the end zone, and he does it. Just a beautiful move on the outside of the field, and the play was half over, and Brian Adams said, touchdown. He saw what we saw, open field, and a great open field block, Paul. All he needed was one last one, and this West High School crowd on their feet. They are very appreciative of this young man's talent and contribution to this team.
Yeah, is the right, because Centennial's playing so well. But that's the MO of the West High Vikings and Ryan Mathews. You can contain all night long. It's only not if he is, it's a matter of when he's going to break it off.
Aguilar puts it through, 35-14, just when you thought the Golden Hawks were going to march back into this football game. A costly turnover, and then this big touchdown run from Mathews, and he just looks and sees some opening here, and then he's off to the races. Picks up one big block right there, and that was it. Touchdown, Ryan Mathews.
Wow.
Brian Adams making a great point that I just can't let stay in my ear only. Brian, let's hear it.
Well, one of the things we've seen with Phillip Thomas playing quarterback, and we've seen it tonight with Mathews, 2 of his biggest runs tonight have come when he's dropping back to pass. And that's because the defenders are playing back and there's more room for him to run. There's more air. He doesn't have the pressure. So once he gets through the first few linemen, he's in open field. And to tackle these guys one-on-one, When you're talking about kids that are at a Pac-10 major college level of play, that's a very difficult tackle for an average high school player to make.
Right.
Thank you, Brian.
As I can say, right. Correct. Very correct.
48 seconds left in this third quarter. West High School trying to start putting some nails in the coffin here. They've got a whole quarter of football left, but as they kick it up high again, it'll be taken by number 10, Justin Hazlett. Hazlett up the middle. Hazlett, nice run. Nice run. Gets up to the 37-yard line. And that will bring the Golden Hawks back out to the line of scrimmage. 1st and 10. Next week we'll be in our first week of playoff football. We've also got Condor hockey, Cal State University basketball, Bakersfield basketball is coming up here soon. We've also got Damage TV, Meathead and Desi, and we also have On a Tankful. 1st and 10. Robinson with the block for Bivens. Bivens looks upfield. Bivens is thrown out of bounds, and that'll bring up a 2nd down.
Yeah, and there you see, wow, you know, just the speed of this West High defense. Jason Price comes up right there, number 24, comes all the way across the defense there, and man, he just can move. It just closes ground so quick on Brock Bivens and throws him out of bounds. With 33 seconds left in the third quarter, 35-14, West High Vikings over the Centennial Golden Hawks. Here we go, double slot.
2nd and 9, Robinson in motion. Bivens, shotgun. Bertrand on the carry. Bertrand wants to get outside. Bertrand cannot get outside. A loss. Now the West High defense stepping up. And that will probably be the last play of the third quarter. It looks like it's going to be. I don't know if they'll rush in a play, and now that's going to do it. 35-14 at the end of 3 quarters. These West High Vikings are bringing it in big fashion now with Ryan Mathews. When we come back, the 4th quarter of the final game of the regular season, Centennial 14, West High 35, back for the 4th quarter.
Do all your friends and family live in California, or are they spread out across the country? Either way, we have a calling plan to meet your needs. Choose unlimited nationwide and call anytime, anywhere in the U.S. and Puerto Rico for one low price. Or choose our new unlimited California plan and call anywhere in the state for one low price. Either way, we make it easy. Bright House Network's digital phone. Home phone service on your terms, not the phone companies.
Honey, are you going to do that yard work today?
I'm looking up all the places I need to go. Next Saturday, I'll go and get the stuff.
Locally owned and operated, Volvo Rents has everything you need for that weekend home improvement project. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will guide you through our vast assortment of tools, supplies, and rental equipment. From concrete or masonry mix, mixers or finishing tools, to lawn equipment and landscaping supplies and more. At Volvo Rents, we deliver more care in every rental.
I got you everything you need at Volvo Rents. Here's some gloves. Bye.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm over here talking over the side of the announcer's booth with some interested fans want to know how many yards Matthew has already. I have no idea. I don't know if we can find that out. Bivens on a 3rd and 10. Bivens breaks one tackle, gets away. Bivens trying to, oh, what a nice block at the end. Bivens spikes the football down. I'm expecting a flag. Don't get the flag. Good.
Well,
very close to a late hit.
Yeah, looks like there is a flag on the ground, just down in front of the coaches. We could barely see it.
Oh, block on the back.
Yeah, he did get him in the back there late and doesn't need it. And right before we went to that quarter break, looked down and saw Coach Nixon kind of show a little frustration on his part when he walked out there to talk to his quarterback Bivens. And as he looked over, you know, number 9, Xander Fabre, was over here trying to catch his breath, and he definitely needs to be in the game. he makes a big difference because he's such a run threat. And then if he's not running, he can step up and he can lay the wood, as we say in this business. Definitely lay the wood and block.
Well, 4th and 10. Centennial's going to have to punt this football. We are just underway in the 4th quarter, Week 10, Game 10. Oh boy, Coach Nixon's going to have to call a timeout here, and they do. Timeout Centennial. To start the 4th quarter after a penalty, they do not have the sufficient amount of players on the football field. You want to talk about frustration. That's frustration.
Yeah, he's
As we get a shot of Tommy Hand's ankle there, he's done. He's out of the football game, and that's a big disappointment for the Golden Hawks, as Brian said, a big part of this football team, and doggone it, that's not how he wants this football game to end. Well, so Coach Nixon dealing with this untimely timeout he's forced to call. His players not out in the football field for this punt. Coach Nixon's a pretty cool customer, but I imagine he's a little hot under the collar right now. Paul, I want to give the West High School varsity coaching staff's name. Rich Cornford, the head coach. Assistant coaches Chris Bandy, Mike Lewis, Julio Franco, Don Bernard, Cito Castaneda. Athletic director Deb Keller-Mitchell. And the athletic trainer is Jeff Hayes. And this is not the Julio Franco that plays in the Major League Baseball. 4th and 10. Golden Hawks will punt. West High makes no attempt. Nobody back there, so strange goings on. 1st and 10 from the 19-yard line. I think I heard a score from Brian. Golden Valley 7, Garces 6 right now.
Right. It's Garces 7, Golden Valley 6. Bryson Hodges is actually playing defense tonight because of injuries to other players. Strips the ball, turns around, runs it back 40 yards after he strips the ball for a touchdown, yet they miss the extra point.
So it's Garces up 7-6.
Yes, Garces is up 7-6. And with Liberty being down, does this mean Garces wins the SEYL if they can hold on?
One of the scenarios.
Yep.
1st and 10 for West High School. Mathews in the shotgun. Mathews surveys it. Hard count. Golden Hawks jump it. They are antsy to get in there. Mark Sindel, the guilty party. hard not to claim that one when you crumble into the center like that. But Paul, they want to get in there, and you know, one of the thoughts about getting at Mathews is maybe to get these front defensive line just to start doing like crabs, just get in there and almost like a PAT, just kind of lunge into the line and maybe get a shot at Mathews before he takes off into the open field. Make any sense?
Yeah, and that's what you got to do. You got to try something here as they shift again.
Here comes Centennial. Mathews looks up the middle. Mathews, not known to fumble the ball, very savvy with the football in his hands. So now they're going to start to grind away on this clock. 11 and a half left in the football game.
Yeah, as they see as the Centennial Golden Hawks band starts playing their song and trying to get everybody going. There's still 11 minutes and 15 seconds, 35-14. So, you know, Golden Hawks are going to have to score 21 points, and they've only scored 14 all night. So they're going to have to get some turnovers here.
In motion, Tyrone Courtney. Mathews waits till he gets set. Mathews looks. Now he's got a big hole up the middle, and he goes up the middle, stays on his feet, and he picks up another first down. I don't know what his average yards per carry is tonight, but I would guess they're up in about the 7 to 8.
Wow.
7 to 8. And he just came to a complete stop that we see in our Volvo Rents. Complete stop at the line of scrimmage, then kicks in about another 6 yards for a gain.
Yeah, but his uniform is is very darker than the other ones. I mean, that's a white uniform, everybody, at the beginning of the night, but it is definitely a dark brown now.
1st and 10, 10 and a half left in the football game. Mathews wants to go right up the middle. Mathews, penalty flag on the play. And as Brian said and you said, to continue to go into that line and take those hits, but now they're up 3 TDs. It might be a little too late.
Yeah, if they go down and score here, it'll be too much. But as we see the officials showing us right there, we had movement on the West High line there. But, you could tell when Mathews is walking back to the huddle, he is getting tired, no matter how great of an athlete he is, and he is in great shape. This young man, he's definitely a true athlete, man. I saw him before the game, talked to him just briefly for a minute, asked him how he was feeling. He said good. And you know what he said, yes, I'm doing good, sir. Sir, thank you very much. I appreciate that, Mr. Mathews. And I'll return that respect as Mr. Mathews. Anybody can run for 3,000 yards. I'll give him a mister.
But don't all kids look at us at our age and say, sir?
The respectful ones and the good ones. And I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of good kids in Kern County. These high school kids are doing great things. The veterans are making money tonight, or money being raised tonight.
Mathews waits, still on his feet. He is just, and you see he and Fabry, the two workhorses of this football team, helping each other up. There's two tough kids right there, Fabry and Mathews. And Mathews a little gimpy now. Mathews getting a pep talk from his offensive line. He's oh boy. 9.5 minutes left. You cannot afford to have Ryan Mathews out of this football game, but he is, as you aptly said, Brian, this Centennial defense here is no walk in the park, and you continue to go up against these guys and Fabry and all these other guys that continue to lay the wood. Ryan Mathews starting to look a little fatigued. Will it matter? 9:13 left in the football game.
Well, we get a timeout there.
Stoppage of play. Timeout from West High School. Paul Press, give us the word again on the Kern County Officials Association.
Well, what we're seeing here is these guys, if you want to be part of high school athletics and you love athletics like we all do, and you have a little bit of extra time, please look up, there it is, www.kcofficals.com. That's www.kerncountyofficials.com, kcofficials.com. Go on there. You know what? They need officials for everything, not just football, volleyball, basketball, softball, baseball, soccer, everything's coming up. Be a part of Kern County Officials Association. You know what? These guys, we really need to thank them for all they do. And, everybody might say, oh, the coaches don't like the officials don't like the coaches. That's not true at all. There's a lot of respect. In fact, Brian Adams and Vance Palm, I'm going to throw the name out and let you two guys say the things that are well-deserved. Mr. Mike Patton.
Mike Patton has called my basketball games for a lot of years, and I consider him a good friend. And if this is his last game tonight, he's not on our field, but if this really is his last game, and I say if it really is, Mathews wants to throw. Now he cuts up the middle. Mathews, almost broke free again. On that note, Mike Patton, if this is your last football game tonight in Kern County, Mike, I want to say congratulations. I was coaching with Gino LaCava last year in basketball when you had your last basketball game up at Garces High School, and we broke out with the old cane jokes and the rocking chair jokes, but Mike Patton, great man. Brian, Mike.
Well, I just like to tell Mike thank you. I was fortunate to get my games not only in football but also in basketball. And one thing about him, you knew when you were a player, you weren't going to have a lot of lip out there. He would give you a technical, but he was always judicious with everybody with those technicals in basketball. But a great job, and hats off to you, Mike, and thank you for all you've done for us.
Another penalty flag, and this second half has been marred with infractions on both sides, basically, and this is another penalty flag being called against the Vikings, and a little bit of sloppy play up front there by that big offensive line. A couple of penalty calls that have gone against them recently. You're watching Bright House Network's high school football game of the week. We always want to thank Volvo Rents and Barber Honda for being involved and helping us get these football games out to the community.
Yeah, thank you very much to our supporters here, sponsors, and Barber Honda, they do a lot with everybody. Volvo Rents, it's not just high school football. These companies do a lot for this community. And if you're looking for a new Honda, you don't need to leave Bakersfield. Hey, go right over there to the Auto Mall. There's beautiful cars and the best prices right there.
3rd and 11, Mathews looking, fumble! Look at this! That's the Golden Hawks football. Just as I said, Ryan Mathews is a sure-handed running back. Fabry comes up with a big hit. Watch this, everybody. Man, oh man. Fabry, a big hit and causes the fumble. Ryan Mathews steals the show pretty much everywhere he goes, but makes no mistake, Kern County, Xander Fabry is having a stellar football game, number 9 for the Centennial Golden Hawks.
Yeah, and this is, you know.
Man, and he's
wow.
a junior. Goodness gracious.
Yeah. You know, playing hard, not giving up.
This football game not over. Bivens looking for room. Bivens has room. Bivens, a nice 8-yard carry up to the 40-yard line. But time is running quickly, 7:41. They need to make a little hurry-up offense here and start putting that ball in the air. They've got a lot of points to make up.
Yeah, Brock Bivens, you don't need to say anything. Hustle, get out of there, and get over to your coach and get the call. You don't need to say anything, young man. Lead in the huddle and when you have the ball in your hands. You know.
Looks over to the sidelines. Clock still ticking. Golden seconds just going off right now. 7:14, 7:13. It's going to dip below the 6-minute mark after this play. They're trailing by 3 touchdowns. Golden Hawks trying to move. Bivens, nice play out to Bertrand. Bertrand has the first down. Bertrand, a big hit out there by Dion Curry. Curry, the sophomore, just came in to lay a big hit, big contact, but I don't believe he got out of bounds. Great play out here. This is a well-designed screenplay.
Yeah, as we can see right here, he gets out here and makes a nice move. Bertrand, Dion Curry comes in, but stays up high, but he uses that speed.
Did not get out of bounds.
Nope.
He did not get out of bounds. Clock still ticking. 1st and 10. Bertrand and Fabry back there with Bivens. Fabry on the carry. Fabry being chased by some Vikings. Fabry looks for contact. Still on his feet. Tyrone Courtney was the recipient of Fabry looking for contact, and this time Fabry is slow to get up himself. Here we go, Paul. He gets past one. He's got another Viking running at him, and then he just, boom.
Woo. That makes me cringe because right there they hit him down by the knee and he got spun there, and that knee's not designed to bend that way. And I'm glad to see him walk it off, and he's over here on the sideline. He's going to take one play, probably a breather for one play, and then he's got to get back in.
2nd down and 7. Bivens has everybody to the left. Will the Vikings bring it? They do. Beautiful pass out here to the right side. It's going to be caught out there by Justin Hazlett. 1st down. They did come with the blitz. So right now, clock management, everything for the Golden Hawks. Nice play out there to Justin Hazlett, but as we speak, those Golden Hawks need to get up on the football. Time is ticking, 5:41, 5:40. A lot of ground to make up. Bivens has Curry out to the right. Sorry, Bivens has Coronado out to the right. That's where he seems to be looking. Has Coronado on a slant. This time he throws out to Bertrand. Touchdown, Centennial. Unbelievable. Flag on the play. Flag on the play. Ineligible man downfield. And big touchdown. This crowd doesn't like it. They're on these refs.
Wow. Coach Nixon's very upset, and I don't blame him here. There's 2 beautiful play calls in a row. There it is. And, you know, that's just a mental mistake. Lineman getting downfield too quick. And even though it looked like a screen pass, what happened was the receiver drifted downfield and got past the line of scrimmage. That means if he catches the ball past the line of scrimmage, your lineman cannot be down there. Now, if he catches the ball behind the line of scrimmage, your lineman could be downfield blocking because it's considered a run, actually.
Got it, Paul. Thank you, fellas. Instead of a touchdown, it brings up 1st and 15. And as we know now, that's a horse of a different color. Look at Bivens looking for room. Bivens, that's going to be a clip. That will come back. That was a blocking in the back.
Ouch.
And below the waist, and Oh boy, those flags were all over that play.
Get up, Mr. Curry. Dion, there you go. Shake it off, young man. Take a breather. He took a big shot in the back right there, and they got it called. But looked like they got him in the back of his legs there, and that's always dangerous. As a former athlete and as a coach and everything being involved with athletes, I hate seeing that happen, and I'm sure it wasn't done intentionally. That's part of sports, but man, that's a dangerous play when a young man gets rolled up out in the open field right here as we watch the Volvo Rents replay. Come up right here, turns upfield, and his own man gets hit in the back and then blocked into him.
That was the clip was right there on number 2.
Yeah.
The clip actually was on. Well, look at this. Instead of being in the end zone twice now, they're way back there, and Fabry's going to try to make up some ground, and it's going to be a tough time doing it.
Well, there's 2 mental mistakes that cost him touchdowns. You're absolutely right.
And time.
Oh, and time is huge. It's 45 seconds plus ticking. We're below 5 minutes here, and you're 21 points down. Good luck.
So the plays that caused the penalties were called on, not only did they lose this yardage, but that time's gone forever. And now we're at 4:40, 2nd and 18. Bivens wants to get in the end zone. Has Robinson. Throws just in front of him, unable to connect on that. Bivens takes a lick in the backfield as he lets go of it, so that brings up 3rd and long. And obviously this is the 4-down territory. Have to take them, and if they happen to get a first down, they'll only have a foot to get in. So basically they got to get in the end zone.
Yeah. As they hustle up to the line, you got 3 receivers out here to the right, 1 up on top. Fabry in the backfield in the shotgun.
Bivens. Oh, almost picked off out there by who else? Nate Wiley. And I believe any chance of title hopes for the Golden Hawks will come down to this play right here, getting in the end zone and keeping this ball game close. They trail by 3 TDs, 4.5 minutes left. And Brock Bivens will take this call into his team.
While we have this moment here, I'd really like to thank Mr. Gary Fowler, the athletic director here, and Dave Olds, the principal at Centennial. They have a class act. This is a great high school.
4th and 18. Bivens across the middle. Look at this. Penalty flag on the play. I think that's going to be against the Vikings. It's going to be a first down, if you can believe this, everybody. And we saw it up here. Looked like pass interference.
Wow.
Oh, boy. Interference on the Vikings, we think, and that's going to bring up a first down. And while we're waiting on this, special thank you, and look at this. It is pass interference. Oh, boy. Look at this, everybody. Here's our Volvo Rents replay where it's interference across the middle, and you see it right, well, just before we had it, he meaning Jason Price, caused the infraction with interference. First down for the Golden Hawks. Special thank you to Regina for our tri-tip sandwiches, and Jack Ramirez, thank you for those healthy sandwiches. Man, got us on the right path. Nothing could be more obliging and wonderful and fantastic for than a high school to take care of the TV squad that's coming to do the game of the week. 1st and 10, Golden Hawks. A little bit of life left, 4:18, but more importantly, a first down. Robinson in motion. Bivens looks over. He has Eddie Coronado out there split to the right. Bivens wants to get in. Ooh, he makes a hop and almost does get in. That'll bring up a second down and maybe 3 to get in that end zone. West High defense saying we are not going to let you in. Deontay Tomlin saying he's not coming in.
No, they're gonna fight it all the way.
We're under 4 minutes.
Boy, Centennial wasting no time in the huddle.
Bivens thinks he's going to run this in, but he's met at the line and he's hit hard. Bivens tried to get up there and get a quick snap in and thought he might get behind the line there, but he gets smacked at the line of scrimmage, 3rd and 3.
Yeah. They're going to come back here, and then we got some substitution changes.
Big boys coming in.
Big boys coming in, going heavy backfield here. But thank you again, Mr. Gary Fowler, the athletic director here at Centennial Golden Hawks, making sure that we have these beautiful programs. These programs look like yearbooks, man. They've got pictures of all kinds of stuff, from passing tournaments to volleyball team, everything. These are beautiful.
3rd and 2, and touchdown Centennial. But wouldn't you know it, a penalty flag.
You gotta be kidding me.
Every time the Golden Hawks get in. Brian Adams, what do you think this call is?
Well, you know, one thing we've seen Centennial for a lot of years, we usually see them a couple times a year. I just never seen a Centennial Golden Hawk team make this many mistakes at crucial points in the game. This is uncharacteristic of this team.
Wow, well, it erases another attempt at a touchdown, and it's not like they've lost 4 touchdowns. It's the same drive. It's the same drive. They just can't get in. 3 running back fumble. Bad handoff. Oh, that play looked ugly from the very beginning. A drop snap. He barely gets the handoff to Fabry, and that brings up 4th and I would say 4 to get into the end zone. And all this time the clock's been ticking, and I can only echo Brian's statements. This Golden Hawk team, this Golden Hawks coaching staff, always on top of it. And it's been a frustrating 4th quarter here. 2:36 left. And now we have a timeout. And now we have a timeout. 2.5 minutes left. I didn't really want to start talking about Barber Honda player of the game while we still have the Golden Hawks trying to march in for a touchdown. You never really truly know until the whistle's over. Early discussion. I'll throw out the fact that he is the most dominant player on the field, Ryan Mathews. I'll throw it out there.
Well, you know, I agree with Brian Adams. You know, Curry had a great game, but you can't. Ryan Mathews, man, this guy makes everything happen. He fakes the pass, he runs for a couple touchdowns. He throws the ball, he gets the ball in his hands every time. There's no doubt who's going to be Kern County Player of the Year. Wow.
That's still up for some discussion here. I mean, you're looking at there's a lot of great performances, but we'll see. Oh, Bivens going to put the ball in the air, and it is deflected and knocked away out there. Hey, what do you know? A flag on the play. We're going to run this play again as we creep up to the midnight hour. It's declined. It's on Centennial, and that means West High School will take over. And Bivens tries to put this in the end zone on 4th down, and it's broken up out there. Getting back to this Barber Honda Player of the Game discussion, our director Bernie Johnson is involved. Brian Adams, Paul Press, and myself talk about it. One of the big plays of this football game, everybody, was when the sophomore Deion Curry ran back the punt return and kind of changed the complexion of the game with regards to what West High was able to do then on defense, going up 2 TDs. That was a big return as a sophomore. Then he catches a touchdown pass from Ryan Mathews, and that's always notable to catch a pass from Ryan. And he's had a fine night on defense. That's Deion Curry. Hey, look at this. Before the play goes off, it's stopped again. Timeout West High. So we have had probably the most discombobulated 5 minutes of football all season long here towards the end. And the Centennial faithful starting to file out.
Well, let's not forget
Here's Curry's touchdown, by the way, Paul.
Oh, yeah. It's amazing. He does a great job of turning it upfield. You know, he doesn't run sideline to sideline. He hits the seam and turns it on. Great job. But, you know, we're talking about Curry, we're talking about Mathews, but Xander Fabry, let's not forget, just because the Golden Hawks, let's face it, they're not going to win this, and West High is going to win the SWYL title, and definitely going to be favorites going in Division II for the Valley title. But Xander Fabry, number 9, this guy can play some football. That's the picture of a football player right there, both sides.
1st and 10 for the Vikings. Paul Press, Brian Adams, myself all agree that Xander Fabry, incredibly dominant player, but doubtful that he will get the Barber Honda Player of the Game. Well, Ryan Mathews, appropriately off the football field now, not handling the quarterback duties any longer. And what a whale of a football game he's played.
Yeah, Jason Smith is in taking the snaps. Number 8's in with the, and they're going to just run down the clock here with 2 minutes now, man.
The reason that nobody hears me speaking is because Brian Adams is making all these salient great points, but he's doing it off the air. Brian, do it on the air.
Well, Vance, we all know that Ryan Mathews is a great player. He's had great numbers, but I like to see what his numbers at the end of the game were, because he had to have a 25-30 rushes, and he didn't have the huge games that he had been having. We didn't see the 300-yard games and the 4 or 5 touchdown games. What we did see is another solid game by him. He scored his touchdowns, but he also put the ball on the floor twice. And I think tonight, the guy that was, in my opinion, was a game changer was Donald Curry, because his punt return, they were in a battle. That punt return opened it up, then he keeps alive to make an open receiver for Ryan when he was scrambling, and then he's did a good job of covering receivers. We haven't heard the Centennial receivers make any plays downfield, and we've seen them twice this year, and they dominated games. So I think Donald Curry's my guy tonight.
Done. How's that? I just wanted that to get out to the Kern community to know that our choice for the Barber Honda Player of the Game, his name is spelled D-I-O-N, Curry, C-U-R-R-Y. His number is 4. And he is the Barber Honda Player of the Game. And can you say sophomore Dion Curry, the Barber Honda Player of the Game, and he comes out to play wide receiver on probably the last play of the football game. Dion Curry, Barber Honda Player of the Game. And the Vikings stay on the ground. And I think that's going to do it, everybody. The West High Vikings come over to Centennial and win the league with a 5-0 record. 35-14 is the final score. A pretty good football game on both sides of the field, but the Vikings just too much. Under the on-field leadership of Ryan Mathews, a very, very big win. Paul Press, your final thoughts before we go away.
Well, definitely West High, nice thing. I think the Golden Hawks are going to do a great job in the playoffs. I mean, they're a well-rounded team. They're going to work this stuff out. But Ryan Mathews is very impressive. And the West High Vikings, I'm happy to say, I'm looking at another Division II Valley title.
That's Paul Press. I'm Vance Palm. Brian Adams on the grass. He's going to collect Dion Curry for us, a sophomore winning the Barber Honda Player of the Game. West High School wins the league 35-14 over the Centennial Golden Hawks. When we come back next week, it'll be week 11, first week of the playoffs. I'll see you right after this commercial break with the Barber Honda Player of the Game presentation to Dion Curry.
Bright House, every day is easier thanks to high-speed internet that's so much faster than dial-up or standard DSL.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, who are they from?
Plus, there's a choice of speeds to meet your needs and your budget. Bright House Network's high-speed internet. See how bright life can be.
Honey, are you going to do that yard work today?
I'm looking up all the places I need to go. Next Saturday, I'll go and get the stuff.
Locally owned and operated, Volvo Rents has everything you need for that weekend home improvement project. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will guide you through our vast assortment of tools, supplies, and rental equipment. From concrete or masonry mix, mixers or finishing tools, to lawn equipment and landscaping supplies and more. At Volvo Rents, we deliver more care in every rental.
I got you everything you need at Volvo Rents. Here's some gloves. Bye.
Honda is a proud supporter of Kern County's future NFL stars. Honda has the highest fuel economy average of any car maker in America.
Game. The West High Vikings came out victorious and beat the Centennial Golden Hawks. A big part of that reason, Dion Curry, Barber Honda Player of the Game for Week 10. And can you say sophomore, everybody? Dion, congratulations. First of all, let's talk about this game, this big win. What does it mean to your Vikings?
Oh, it means everything. That's all we talked about from the beginning of the year. League champs, league champs, league champs. That's all we talked about.
With someone like Mathews in that backfield that keeps piling up all these record yardage games and things like that, you know, you've got a sophomore in the backfield with him blocking for him, a sophomore in yourself. Does this say things about West High's future?
Yeah, we're going to have a great team next year and the year after that. We got 2 more league championships to go.
Well, first of all, congratulations on the league championship. Good for you. Second of all, congratulations on being named the Barber Honda Player of the Game. The only way you get one of these shirts, my man, is to be an announcer like us or to win the Barber Honda Player of the Game. That is yours, and we also have a nice plaque from Barber Honda. That is yours. Any words for your teammates on tonight's big win?
Oh, man, I got great teammates, and I love them all. We a family, and we're going to do it next year and the year after that.
Let's talk about that for just one moment, this family that you speak of. Last year, you're Valley champions, but still everybody seems to want to talk about other teams at the beginning of the season. Did you guys feel that coming into it, or did you feel like Valley champs as you went into it?
Yeah, I knew we was going to be the underdogs, and everybody was going to try to come after us. But, you know, we fought hard, and we did what we had to do to come away with the victory.
The first clip we showed was that great punt return. The second one is of you standing in the end zone, basically waiting for Ryan to throw you the football. Tell us about that play.
Oh, man, I was just hoping I wasn't going to get hit after I caught that ball. That's all I was thinking about.
Well, you did get hit, but you hung on to it. Congratulations. And next week's the playoffs. We'll let everybody know about that. Our Barber Honda Player of the Game, a well-deserved award to our first sophomore winner of the season, Dion Curry. Congratulations to you and to your West High Vikings. On behalf of everybody at Bright House Networks, Paul Press, Brian Adams, myself, Vance Palm, it's been a great 10 regular season games. Next week's the playoff. Get ready. Congratulations, Dion. Thank you. Good job, my man. Get back there and celebrate with your guys.